I'm ready, Freddy.
Let's do this. Hi, chat. Maybe I'm gonna move my thing over here so I can actually see it properly. I have moved stuff. I should probably stream on Discord so you can actually, like, you can see it in real time.
Yeah.
But everyone else gets a little delay. Oh, I forgot to turn that off. Okay, at least now I know that I can hear myself just fine. Thank goodness. Ugh, I should have grabbed water. I wonder it's too late to message Nathan. Just no, he's dead. My lovely boyfriend has like done so much for me today. He helped me rearrange our room, and then we moved my desk from the living room to our bedroom, and I feel so bad because now I'm living like in a good spot where I'm like, oh yeah, now I'm in a silent room, not having to deal with anything, so I could just like talk as loud as I want, and they can do whatever the hell they want out there, and it's fine. But like, he has to deal with that. But there's no room in this room for another setup. But
Yeah.
yeah, I gotta change. I'm gonna do a quick little story time. We're starting off the stream
Heck
with
yeah.
a story time. We should really have like an intro for ourselves. I don't think we really have an intro. We just kind of like, all right, let's get this going, I guess. Nah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you have any fun stories to tell for the day, Sammy? How was your day? I should probably ask you first. How was your day?
It was pretty fun. Nothing too eventful happened today, really.
You're in the basement. That's eventful.
Yeah, but it's just painting. It's just painting wooden objects I have around here and all knickknacks.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, but like this week, I don't. We have it because like the only time I feel like I talk to you is like always like today. It's always every Saturday now. Like I never talk to any other time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did anything cool
Well, at
happen this
least we're
week?
making fun. Well,
Yeah.
not much. Monday I get to celebrate my 3-year anniversary with my lovely little girlfriend.
No way! Oh
Yes,
my
I'm very happy.
god! Congrats! Oh, that
Yeah,
is so cute.
it's a 3-year dating anniversary. I'm very
3
happy.
years? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh, I gotta do something. Oh, I gotta do something now. I gotta.
Oh, good news.
I, I think I might actually take some of this stream and actually like work on a rig for your girlfriend because I gotta say,
Speaking of
I
fun,
oh,
you want to join?
she wants to join us. Oh, we have a guest with us today. We have Corrupted with us. Your girlfriend Corrupted.
Yes.
That would actually be pretty
Join, join.
well because then I could actually because if she's here then I can actually work on the rig while she's here so then she can give me insight into what she wants, which would be actually really nice. Yes, join.
Wow.
Wow. Yes, she has joined.
Enjoy.
She is here.
Enjoy. But then you get to celebrate 3 years together. Oh, yeah.
That is so cute. Ah, that is adorable. I can't. That's too cute. You guys are adorable.
Yeah.
Ah.
I'm currently making a new character that I'm already getting flustered by, and I don't do that often.
Oh my. Yeah, speaking of characters, I was planning. I don't know if you heard me, but I'm thinking about.
Something.
Uh oh.
Bro.
I think you're glitching out there, Sammy.
Oh.
Sorry, since I moved into my bedroom, my internet's not the best. Like it's still good, but it's not as good as it was, which sucks.
That's fine.
Maybe I'll just go off of data on my phone. There we go. That might help. That might help me a little bit. But yeah, that sounds like fun. I think, yeah, I will definitely take some time my stream to do that because I'm very excited for that. I'm very excited for you guys. Because 3 years? Ah! Me and Nathan are getting close to 3 years. Our 3 years is in April 13th.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh la la.
I'm actually gonna like tell a quick story of what happened last year for our 2-year anniversary because that was a whole debacle, and I think the internet would love to hear this story because it was a fun one. All right, so the day started off. I don't remember how it started because part of it was a disaster, but in the best way possible / the worst way possible. So it started off with us like having a really good breakfast with each other, and we had a plan for the day that we were gonna go to Costco. I think we're gonna grab like some tea, like chai tea, and some, because I like the Costco corn dog or not corn dogs, hot dogs. I don't know if that would be cool if they did have corn dogs, but you know I'm not judging. But on the way to Costco, we ran into this 4-way light, and the light wasn't working. So if you didn't know, when lights kind of stop working, they automatically go into like a red flashing, and they do that and it kind of turns into a 4-way stop. And Nathan was driving, and as we were driving, I kid you not, like we were in the turn lane we were just waiting our turn because it's a big intersection, and since it's now turned into a 4-way stop, it's difficult. So we were just patiently waiting our turn, and we saw a car accident right in front of our eyes. I wish I took a picture. My first instinct was like, maybe I should take a picture of this, or maybe we should do something, but I didn't. And we watched it. So one car was heading for us. The other car, they didn't see them coming in. They just crashed into each other. And we were just kind of sitting there stunned. We didn't know what to do. So first, we made our turn, and then we look at each other, and then we're like, we should probably go back there and check and make sure that they're okay. So we turn around, and we go park behind the car that got hit, and then we see the airbags. The airbags got deployed. There was elderly people inside the vehicle. And
oh no, Grandma!
I know. And the first thing I did was I looked over to Nathan and I said, "Hey, I'm locking my car door, just so you know." And then he goes, "Okay." So then we get out of the car, and then like we assess the situation. We're like, "Hey, you guys okay? We just came to stop and make sure you guys were good." And they're like, "Oh yeah, don't worry about us. We're okay. Thank you for checking in on us, though." And then Nathan's also kind of like breathing a little bit because he was like, "Oh, this is a lot." But then he kind of takes a minute to look around for a second, and then he turns to me and he goes, "You promise not to be mad, right?" I'm like, "Huh?" And he's like, I may have locked the keys in the truck." So while I told him, I looked him dead in the eye and I was like, "Hey, I'm locking my car door." And he goes, "Okay." When he walked out of the car, he locked the door, and when he went out to check on the people, he thought for a second, like, "Oh, maybe I should turn off the truck so I don't waste gas." And then he had the realization, well, that's why he was looking around, is because he locked the keys in the truck. And my first reaction was, "You didn't!" I kid you not, that was my first reaction, like, "You didn't!" But he did.
He did.
He locked the keys in the car. So I'm sitting there because it was our anniversary, so I'm just sitting there pondering what we're doing. It's just like, oh shoot, are we going to wait for Carl to get off work to go grab the spare key to save us? But Carl didn't get off work until like, oh god, I think that day he was probably going to get off at like an earlier time, or no. Carl always worked the later shift, so he wouldn't be getting off work until like 10 at the latest, or the earliest. So, so we were like trying to figure out what we were gonna do, and then a police officer showed up, and the first thing we said to this officer, we're like, you guys wouldn't happen to know how to break into a car, would you?" Because they we watched this guy come over to us, and he was like, "Are you guys good?" I was like, "We locked the keys in the truck. We weren't a part of the accident, but we locked our keys in the car trying to help these guys." So one of the officers goes to help with a car accident debacle, and the other guy comes to talk to us. And then, because we were a witness, so he we gave him our information, and he then tried to help us unlock my truck, and he first started because there was a business right where he parked, so he went to the business and we got some wire and we tried to do it that way, and to no avail because we couldn't get in. I kid you not, we were locked out of my truck for 2 hours. We were sitting there, the police officers are talking to each other, trying to figure out some way to unlock the car, and then we even kept making jokes like, oh, maybe we should just like get one of those people that are breaking into cars and ask them to help us, and then give them like a 30-second head start or something for helping us out.
Just grab the random guy that's happening to be stealing a car like a few paces, like, hey, you want to come help us?
Yeah, we'll give you a 30-second head start, just help us out real quick. And there was even at one point where I was like, I don't care if you guys have to break my window. I'd rather pay for that than be locked in my car any longer. I actually said that to the officer. And after a while, apparently there was, I don't remember what kind of, like, it was like some kind of tire company that helped, like, specializes in tires. But they came over, they saw us struggling, and they came over, and they actually were able to unlock the car. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. And we were like, yay, we did it. But it turns out the officer they were talking to, funny enough, has the same birthday as Nathan and was born and raised in the town I grew up in.
That's crazy.
What are the odds of that?
Huh.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I think it was kind of like one of those weird things where it was like, it kind of made the day worse because, we were stuck 2 hours just trying to deal with the whole car problem. But then it kind of worked out because we got to meet a new guy, and he turned out to be really good. But I don't really remember what much else of our anniversary. That was just the highlight of it. Just that will forever be burned into my brain. Like, I won't remember anything else of that day. Like, I'll be dead at some point, and they'll be like, "Oh, Grandma, what was your 2-year anniversary like?" "Aw, Sonny, let me tell ya." Sit down. Let me tell you the story of how my boyfriend locked our keys in the truck. So yeah, that was the story of our 2-year anniversary debacle. Thank God we don't. I have trauma from that now. So now, like, every time that we're out in town, I'm like, "Do you have the keys?" Or I even carry my second pair of keys in my satchel because I just don't. Not that I don't trust him. It's just now I am worried that could happen. Now
I feel like
anxious.
that's something I would totally do when I get a car. Like, I don't have one at the moment, but when I do, I'm probably that actually.
I swear, you would come over to my house and you would accidentally lock your keys into your car when you're at my house. You definitely would. You probably would.
Yeah, that
'Cause
sounds like a thing that would happen with you guys.
I personally waited till I was 18 to get my license so I didn't have to do the Joshua's Law permit stuff because I'm impatient.
I got my permit, like, I got my license at 16, and then I got my permit at 14. And
yeah, I was impatient.
Yeah.
I'm very impatient. And then my aunt was like, "Why don't you have a car? Why didn't you do like
cars
the
are
driving thing?"
expensive. Like,
Yeah,
I can
I
understand
was
getting a
thinking,
license before, like, getting a car, but cars are expensive. I mean,
Yeah,
I was looking up to get a car before I got my license, but that was just because, like, I paid for half of it. Like, my dad's like, "Oh, happy birthday. Give me money." Give me money. You're paying for half of it. I'm like, all right, cool.
yeah, I looked at her dead in the eye. I was like, because I don't want to get a permit. Because I Googled, I went to make sure I'm like looked up those like actual government websites, like the ones that do the DMV and stuff, to actually see if I was right. And I don't need a permit if I'm 18 because I know I'm a legal freaking adult.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, alright. So then I'll just wait. And then I can't do it. I'm on break currently, but I have to study for my SATs this break, so I'll probably study for my driver's test in December.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I take my SATs on December 2nd.
Yeah.
So I gotta study this break.
Right.
I
I
big freaking books.
Yeah.
Study.
I would give you some advice, but I feel like the laws from the two states might be a bit different. So I'm not gonna. If I were to give you advice like from the state of Alaska, I don't think that's really gonna help you very much because things might be a little different.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's. I mean, I don't live in Alaska anymore, but that's like the one that comes to my head. Is like, oh, Washington, in Alaska. But
I'm not too worried about it currently because because they gave us practice tests for it when we virtually we had like a senior meeting just randomly, and
oh,
we're talking about SATs and whatnot, and they gave us a practice booklet we could take on.
oh yeah,
And when I opened it, because I was on the notion that the SATs were like this big boy test, like
oh
those
yeah.
tests you see in movies where it's like
Where it's
built
like a
up
where
and
it's like a
like
it's like a 5 pound book that you have to like answer all the
yeah,
questions, and the questions are like
that was
super
my
tiny.
notion.
Because
That was my notion. But I pick up the practice test and I look at it for a solid minute, and I immediately go, "This is just the freaking Georgia milestones, but it's like a split second harder." And I'm like, "This is fine."
yeah.
And the moment I came to that realization, the less stress I got. Like the fact that, because honestly, the milestones here aren't that difficult. Like Georgia milestones, you pretty much do like English and a math one, and even those aren't even that hard. So
Right.
I'm like, since SATs are also reading and math, I'm not that like stress. I'm not that stressed about it. Like I'm studying. Don't get me wrong. I'm studying like I am stressed about it, but I'm not too stressed about it because it's just a harder milestone in my
Right.
eyes.
Yeah,
But
the funny thing is I remember I paid out of my pocket too because I don't know like if it's the same for every state, but I had to pay to actually take the test, but I didn't actually go
yeah,
take the test.
yeah, we had to take I had to pay $60
60?
just
Yeah,
to.
I had to pay 75.
Oh, yeah, no, we had to pay $60, and well, here's the funny story. All right, so I wanted to take the SATs in November
Mhm.
because some of the colleges here, well, my main college I want to go to does application fee waivers on November. So it's not just that college. There's a few colleges here that do a waivering fee November. So pretty much it's free to
Mhm.
apply. And they do it only in November. So my plan was to take the SATs in November, get them back hopefully in the same month, and then apply because hopefully I would have the right points they needed. And the college I want to has like decent points. It's like standard.
Right.
And so I had to wait till I got paid, so like buy my way into there. So I wait till I get paid, and I started applying at school, because it was a boring day. So I'm like, yeah, why not? Gonna go on the website, gonna go apply.
Mhm.
And I completely forgot that it's a school laptop, so it doesn't have my information on it, and I didn't bring my wallet to school,
Uh-oh.
so I had to save it and wait till I got home, which was fine. I mean, I've done that before. And I go home and I finish applying, but the problem is I accidentally, instead of continuing the application I already started, I started up a new one, and because I did not finish the one I was going to do for November, when it told me to pick a test day, it didn't show November because that one was already currently working. So
Uh-oh.
so me and my mom thought that because it's SATs, it just all the spots for that month had just died. So I'm like, fine, I'll do it in December.
Right.
And then after I'm done finishing it, I'm done paying for it. I go to the dashboard to confirm everything, make sure where I had to go to get my admission ticket when time comes. And I look down and it says application pending November something. I was like, oh.
Uh-oh.
And listen, I would have just canceled the December second one and just done the November one, but there's a cancellation fee, and I'm not gonna pay that. I already paid a crap ton out of pocket anyway, so I'm like,
Oh,
fine, we'll
yeah.
just take it December. But on the bright side, I'm taking it in this high school that's right near where I work, so I'm not even going that far. It's not even that unfamiliar.
Oh, nice. That makes it easier, but still, that sounds like
It
too
was a
much
bit
work.
infuriating. It
I
was a
I
bit
can
infuriating.
understand. That's terrible. Like, for me, I
Yeah.
kid you not, what I do for mine was I just, like, went on the website and was just, and then they're like, alright, pick a day. And I picked a day. And they're like, alright, pay this much. And I'm like, alright. And I'm like, here's your code. Have fun. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Alright, cool.
No, I never took the SATs.
You what?
You.
I never took them.
I didn't take them. I paid for it. I just didn't do it. And I feel bad because I mean I would have felt more bad if it was my parents paying for it, but no, I paid for it. And my parents are like, they didn't even ask. They didn't ask like, oh, you're doing it, or oh, did you do that? No, they were just like, all right, cool. You graduated. That's all I asked for. I'm like, cool. I guess that works for me. I mean,
Honestly,
I'm doing
it's
well for
really-
myself. I got certified as a manager now.
Oh, okay.
I am now officially
Awesome.
a manager.
Boss man.
I'm the boss man. And what's really funny is that some people that I work with still consider themselves higher than me in ranking when we're the same ranking.
Oh my god.
And she continues to spread bullshit about how, like, she thinks that she's better than everybody. But when we got, like, our annual review, I got, like, one of the best scores out of all the other leads that were there. And when I asked her what she got, she was like, oh, yeah, I'm the best because I work at this location. And the way that our system works is I work at a college. I work at a certain fast food chain at a college. I don't want to be too specific, but that's pretty much that. And then there's a bunch of other, like, yeah, there's a bunch of different other things around where I work, but there's also, like, another bigger, like, free spot where people can just eat food for, you know, because college students are poor and whatnot. From what we have, she thinks that she's high and mighty. She, like, thinks that she's the best person for the entire brand. Like, she thinks that she's better than, like, some of the people who created the company to begin with. And it's like, huh? What are you on about? I'm just trying to work to pay my bills, and I'm glad I'm working up the ladder, but you're trying to be the best out of everybody? I'm just trying to get paid here. And then she has the audacity to be like, oh yeah, I should get paid more because I do the most work. Everyone agrees she does the least amount of work. Everyone's like, does she even do anything around here? It's like, yeah, she assigns people to do stuff that we don't even need to assign people to do. Like,
Alright.
cool. And she counts stuff. That's it.
Yes. The most important part.
Counting. Because I can do. She takes so long to count too. Like, I kid you not, I've seen her do it in like 5 hours. Like, she will count everything. It takes me 20 minutes. It doesn't take that long to count. She's like, all right, we have one of those. We have like 5 of these. All right, cool. Let's move on. But she's like,
1,
one,
2, Batman symbol,
Batman symbol.
25.
I don't know what she's doing. Oh well.
No, because I have so many toys I could tell.
Yeah, I'm trying to be very vague about everything because obviously I don't want to like call like, oh, I work at this location, come find me.
Come find me. Let's fight right now.
Let's fight.
Location.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. I mean,
Yeah,
it gets me money. I pay my bills. I live out my life, and I'm fine. I love my job actually. It was a little rocky for a bit, but I actually really like my job. It works itself out. I am off, which actually reminds me. That's kind of the thing we need to talk about, Sammie. Are we even doing streaming next week? I can't imagine we are because of Thanksgiving and stuff.
A Thanksgiving
You
episode.
want to spend time with your family? I have an uncle who's coming in actually on the 20th, but I'm not seeing until the 21st because I'll be staying at Cryptids.
Right.
But yeah.
And we're watching the FNAF movie.
I watched it.
Yeah.
It is so good. You got because
I've waited so long.
the funny thing is, I'm not gonna
movie.
spoil anything, but everyone was like a bunch of people are saying like, oh, the movie is terrible, but the movie isn't bad. It's designed for the fans, and that's what I really appreciate. It's like, even
it wasn't
when
designed for the lore.
No.
The lore spaghetti.
no, like I watched the movie with Nathan. Like, I kid you not, one night because Nathan already watched it with Carl and some other people. A couple it was around Halloween when he actually watched it, And it was a couple days after that where I was like, hey, when are we going to watch that movie? Because I really want to see it. He's like, you want to watch it now? And I was like, cool, let's go look at the times. And they're like, all right, there's a showing in 30 minutes. Let's go. So we just drove over there. And then we watched it. And it was really good. I loved the movie. Like,
I love...
It's really
Luckily,
good.
my TikTok is nice to me. It does show me like FNAF movie based videos, but they're anything like too big as spoilers. Like the only thing I think I've seen animated is apparently like animating Bonnie trying to tell Freddy like, hey, look over there, because he was trying to get his attention.
I don't even think that happens in the movie. It's been been a couple days. I only watched it once, but it's really good.
It's like a scene where Bonnie is trying to tell Freddy that Mike escaped something, and he's like trying to point over, but he's still stuck in show stage mode, and so he can't officially move over there. But he's over here like, Freddy, I swear, move your like Freddy head, turn over.
Right. I'm trying to think. It's not really okay. It's kind of a spoiler. It's something to do with the story, but I will say, if anybody's watching this, when it comes to the FNAF movie, it's not actually full of jump scares. Like, there are some parts where there do have jump scares, but it's not jump scare heavy, if that makes sense. Which I really enjoy, because that was one thing I was really worried about, because with me and horror, I get scared very easily, and Nathan knew that going into the movie. There was definitely a couple times where I was definitely really scared, because, it's a horror movie. Well, it's not really a horror, it's kind of more of a thriller, I would say.
It's definitely a thriller. It's more of a thriller than horror.
And it's really well done. Like, especially, like, since, like, if you've grown up with FNAF, like, you would love this movie. But, like, if you weren't grown up with FNAF, I don't think this is the right movie for you. Because I can definitely see people who wouldn't understand the story very well being like, oh, it's kind of interesting. But it's for the fans.
I think my favorite behind the scenes thing I've learned about the FNAF movie is the fact that Fox's arm spontaneously combusted during production.
I did not know that.
Apparently, according to what I've heard, Fox's arm just kind of combusted out of nowhere, and there were so many memes about it. It was the best thing I've seen in my life. It was like, and I've heard, this makes me happy. I heard that, if they hopefully make the sequel, they said they want to make FNAF 2.
I think they actually have a contract. I think they actually have a contract for making 3 movies.
Yeah, they said they want to get Markiplier in the next one.
Yeah, I did hear that. That is one thing I did hear, and I can confirm Markiplier is definitely not in the movie, which is sad, but I'm really excited to hear...
because he's not in the movie because of the production of his movie.
Iron Lung. Which, didn't you hear, about, his medical emergency, and it was, he was covered in blood for his movie, and then, you see the trailer for Iron Lung, it's oh, that's what caused his injuries!
He's in the hospital, every month, man. It's a meme at this point.
I know, it is a meme. Everyone's been making memes about that, I'm just oh, poor dude.
I think I follow his Instagram, and I remember seeing the official post he made about him being in the hospital. And the comments were just, what the heck did he do now? Why is he in here again?
That's just part of it. It's oh, what happened this time?
What did you do this time? The fact that this is a whole meme of him and people just counting down how long it takes for him to go in the hospital.
Yeah. Oh my.
Okay, what's funny is I never watched the show, but it kind of makes me want to watch it. The fact that hang on before I say it. 2 days ago, that Zach and Cody thing was on my TikTok because their reservation finally showed up.
that I've been seeing that all over my TikTok.
And I was looking, the first time I looked, I was like, what is this? What? I'm like, oh, it's...
I
never watched
I know the show. I've never watched it, but I've definitely heard of the show before, everyone started being like, oh, the reservation is ready.
And apparently, according to what I've seen, the actors showed on their stories or something, showed all they were bombarded with DMs your reservation's ready, you did it. And apparently Google went on the joke. If you look up twins on Google, I think it was on that day, I don't know. If you look at their actors on Google, you know how certain searches will have a cool little animation thing you can press?
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so they did it to where you look them up, a bar goes across your screen that says table for 2.
That's so funny.
My favorite, secret thing like that from Google is if you look up each of the characters from the show Friends, they all have something that's based off their character.
I never actually got to watch Friends. I've been really
It's
interested.
definitely I'll be honest, it is a old school show. Like some of the jokes would not be able to be played in this day and age. Like
I mean, that's the
they
case
weren't
for a lot of movies.
they weren't overly offensive. Like you would go to the episode, it would do the joke, and it's like, oh, haha, and then you'd be like, and moving on. They're not too offensive, really,
Right.
but they would not be able to land at the time.
Yeah, that reminds me. Last night, Nathan and I, we were in the mood to watch a movie, and we decided to watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And it's a comedy movie, but I didn't realize this because this movie is pretty old, but the movie's rated R. It's a comedy movie, rated R, and after watching the movie, oh yeah, now I see why it's rated R. Not because like they like show any nudity or anything, but because they say the F word so many times throughout the movie. It's just that, just the F word, said over and over and over again. And like they have a couple sex jokes in it, and that's about it. And the sex jokes aren't even like that bad. Like they just kind of involve certain privates, and that's about it.
Yeah, I actually have a retail story to tell that happened today because I went to work today.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think that's like one thing that I've been like debating about because I mean I know that we started like doing like little like me and Sammy did like little podcasts that we do specifically more towards for you because like, you'd be the only one actually listening to them, and that's why we decided to do the Saturday streams because like Saturday was like one of the only days I was available, which was Saturday.
These things, like I love being able to listen to this because I'll just see that I was having to see y'all or just chilling, and I'm like, oh boy, let me just put my headphone in and listen to this.
Yeah, it's like the Sammie and Taylor's. Like that's what it started with, like a Sammie and Taylor like podcast or something that we like little joke we made, but now it's like the Sammie and Taylor streams, which I think I might change to like that Sammie and Taylor's Saturday streams with like the S at the end of the Taylor, so it's more S in there.
Yes.
Like Sammie and Taylor's Saturday stream, like a lot of S, like we're little snakes.
Yeah, alright, so here's my story. So, because it's the holidays, it is busy, and at this specific brand store, I'm surprised it is, because it's one of those stores where you really wouldn't think people would go to a lot. Like, it's not one of those, it's kind of still, it's still a big store, but it's like one of those stores where you're like, moving on, kind of thing.
Moving on.
So, with the whiplash of it being so terribly busy for a brand store.
Right.
The thing about, I'm trying to at least transfer to like a more safer location, but the store I go to, they always put me in the fitting room. They never let me do anything else, and they always be like, "Why are you so unproductive?" Put me somewhere. It's another story. So I'm in the fitting room, minding my business, do my thing, and the manager I do not like was working that day, so I had to work harder than I should have had to because just to quote unquote prove that I'm productive, which whatever. And when I got there, it was already a bad day in itself because I was late to work because they had scheduled me 9 to 2, and when I woke up it was 9:33. And it takes 20 minutes to get there, so I was there at 10 to 2. Anyway. So I get to the fitting room, and, I'm doing my thing, doing all the stuff you're supposed to do in the fitting room, and there's already a woman there, but she was about to run a rack and take her, break or something. So she does her thing, and I think she was taking her 30, I'm guessing. I don't know what it was, but she's gone for a good good hour, and I'm like, that's longer than a 15 or a 30. And the manager comes over, and she's like, hey, is so-and-so back? Like, no. Like, did she go on break? Yes. And she's not back? Nope. So she goes and see what she can do, and another couple minutes pass, and she calls me on the little phone we have in there. It's like, hey, is she back there? No. She's not back since the last time I talked to you? No. So she calls her on the intercom, and I saw her walk by. What? So she was in the store.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, okay, it's fine. Maybe she just didn't think that she had to go back or something, because usually when I get there, it's when she leaves. So who knows? But then I'm guessing my manager told her to go back over there so I could run my rec until my 15. But then then she just disappears for like another 30 minutes. And I'm like,
What?
dude, just come back over here, please. Eventually she comes over. Now here's the thing. I know for a fact she's one of the fitting room people, so she should know the protocol. But she acted so rude when she came back over. I'm like, bruh, what? So I left, and I was feeling, because since I didn't eat, because my plan was to eat before I left for work, because I thought I worked at 10, so I figured I would wake up, get food, and leave. But since I couldn't do that, I was lightheaded and nauseous. So on my 15, I had to walk to one of the other stores. I think it was Target. I had to walk over there to get like, a drink and like a snack or something.
Right.
And the problem now, so see, the con of waiting to have a car is that I can't just immediately drive over there. So I had to either walk or run. So I guess I'm not skipping leg day when I worked there.
Oh yeah.
The problem being is that unless I run, it takes 15 minutes to get to Target itself. So I was walking fast enough, I guess, to where when I got there, I had like a solid like 10 minutes still left. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna grab a drink, gonna grab a thing, and dip. Luckily, it was busy, obviously, because Target's kind of busy around the holidays. But
oh, especially
luckily,
with Black Friday coming up. Oh God.
yeah. But luckily, there was the self-checkout was already full, but I was like, I'm not about to win that line. But they had another self-checkout thing next to where they had little food and stuff, like little popcorn and stuff. So I used that to quickly grab it and go.
Right.
And I get back, and the thing I don't like about the manager that I just despise is that she gets really... The best way to say it is she gets real paranoid for some reason. And it's not towards me, it's towards everybody, honestly. Everyone talks about it. So I'm not like getting targeted or anything. I'm not being like, oh, she's paranoid towards me. No, it's like everybody.
Right.
So I get back, and literally only when she's working do I have to make sure I remember what time I left for my 15. Because she'll come to me, she'll just go to me and be like, what time did you leave? 15 minutes ago? Do the math. Like, only she does that. I'm not even joking. Only she does that. She's she does it to everybody, whether they're on their 30s or their 15s. Like, what time did you leave? What time? Like, you know how long you were gone? Like, dude.
They do that at work too. Like at my work, because instead of 15, because if you work 8 hours, you get 2 10s and a 30, and if you work 5 hours, you get a 30. If you work 4 hours, you get a 10. That's just how it is. But like, I gotta be honest. I time myself for 11 minutes because I want that extra minute. And that extra minute is me walking to the place I'm going to rest at because, your girl is not going to time herself that, I'm not going to time myself, like, immediately at, like, once I get to my 10. When I get to my 10 is when I'm sitting down. That's when I'm actually taking my 10. And some of the students sometimes, like, take a 15-minute break, which it's not the end of the world when that happens. Like, yeah, it's annoying, but... it's whatever, but yeah, but like there's been a couple of times where Nathan's like stopped by after work and he's come to say hi to me, and sometimes I take like a few extra minutes, to give him a hug, like get home safe and whatnot, and then I have some of my coworkers come to me and be like, was that a 10-minute break? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, that felt like a 12-minute break. It's like, you seriously gonna get on my ass for a 12-minute break? When first of all, there's like, it's like, I kid you not, they even time Carl taking his bathroom breaks. I kid you not. They actually time, like, Carl, they time everybody taking their bathroom breaks. It's like, huh? What if somebody's having a bad time in the bathroom? You get time them for that and then get on their ass about it? Huh? It's just
having a mental breakdown in the bathroom. Like, how long were you in there?
5 minutes. I'm sorry.
But the thing about Nicole, which I am naming her because I don't care.
Name drop.
I'm name dropping. She doesn't know. Like, I'm here. I don't think she even goes around here.
No, honestly, like, people who are watching the stream are people who, like, follow my Instagram, and they were like, oh, exactly. Yeah. So, I'm not popular enough for random people to just show up and be like, This one.
Just goes to work the next day like, I saw you on that one girl's.
Whoa, assuming my gender, how offended, I don't care. I'm not gonna go out of my way and be like, how dare you assume my gender? Gender.
But since I'm name dropping, so Nicole, the thing about her is that if you're like a millisecond, maybe even a more smaller version of the millisecond, late after you're 15 or you're 30, she gets angry. I'm telling you, because one time, see where I work, there's a lovely Panera bread. You know, right there. So sometimes, you know, I'll go over there and get me some food because I'm hungry.
Oh, gotta make it hungry.
Sometimes if I get there, because I usually order on my app so I can just grab it and eat. And if I'm not done by the time my timer goes off, I'm gonna have that extra couple minutes to finish my food because I don't want it to get cold when I leave. Like, I can heat it up, but I don't know. There's something about it. For some reason, certain foods that get reheated, I don't like the taste of.
Right.
It's really weird, but whatever.
I mean, yeah, that happens to a lot of people.
Yeah. So one day, I decided I usually get like simple things from Panera. Like, I'll get like some cheddar and mac and cheese, which is the best thing ever, honestly. And sometimes, if I have enough time, I'll get like a flatbread pizza because I love their flatbreads. So I'm eating, and the thing about the, you know, because Panera gives you like a free baguette if you have like mac and cheese or something, and dude, when you put the mac and cheese and like with the baguette, it's delicious.
God, so you're making. I'm gonna probably ask Nathan. Let me message him real quick. Hold on, hold on, give me a sec. Hey, babe. Cookie plus question mark. Hungry. Hold on.
Oh my God.
I'm hungry and I want a cookie.
Beautiful.
I'm hungry.
We've all been hungry.
I'm getting my lovely boyfriend to get me a cookie.
Beautiful.
I can hear him grabbing the cookie. I can hear him grabbing the cookie.
So
you brought me the whole thing. Oh my God!
I'm eating my food.
You.
I'm enjoying myself.
I'm gonna marry you.
And my timer goes off, right? So my timer goes off.
Oh my God!
15.
And a kiss. Oh my God! This is perfect. Oh, I love you. Ah. Ah. This is.
I love little boys.
Oh, that's that's mine. That's mine. That's mine. He gave me, like, he brought in the whole thing, and he made me pick out, because I got birthday cake Oreos, because I didn't realize, because you see, back on my little island, we didn't have a bunch of different varieties of Oreos, which is like, oh, there's the regular Oreos, and then they have maybe a couple other flavors, but not a wide variety. Like, I go to the store now, I'm just like a whole aisle is dedicated to just different varieties of cookies. I'm like, what?
It's beautiful.
I have missed so much. So, I got birthday cake Oreos, and oh my God, nice. They are so good. Oh my God. ASMR.
Alright. So, I'm eating, and my timer goes off. And I was like almost done, so I'm like, we're fine. So I finish my food, I dip out, and I'm walking back over. And keep in mind, even though it does take a while to walk there, it doesn't take too long to walk to the places around the area I work at. So I wasn't too worried about spending an extra minute to eat. So I get back, and based on my time, I was like maybe a minute after 15. So I technically took a 16-minute break or something. Maybe like 17, I don't remember. But I took one foot into the door. And immediately Nicole was like, do you know how long you were gone? And I'm like, I look at my phone. I'm like, yeah, it's like, 15. Well, it took like 2 minutes to get back here, so about 17 total. And she's like, you took a 30-minute. I'm like,
what?
I mean, I was close to 30, but like, I took the walk over.
I mean, I was like halfway, so.
I'm like, I guess, but like, listen, I wasn't arguing the fact that I was almost under 30. I was just more like, I understand if that's how you thought. And I'm like, you were only allowed a 15-minute, like, you can't take 30s, you're not, like, ma'am, I just, listen, I was hungry, My stomach hurts. Stop pestering me.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, and she was like, because with the fitting room, you have to make sure someone's in there before you take your 30s, or you can't leave it unattended. That's what people steal.
Yeah.
So immediately she's trying to guilt trip me. It's like so and so was in there, so and so was in there. She needs to take her 30 or something, and they're like, listen, honey,
Shut.
I don't care. She'll stay in that fitting room until I'm done eating my food. Okay.
It's like, shut.
You don't understand how many times I had to stop myself from like straight up cussing at her.
I feel that. Like, I had a meeting the other day, and we have to have a meeting twice a week. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the meeting at the beginning of the week is pretty much just to talk about like, oh, what are our goals for this week, which in my mind makes sense. And then the end of the week it's like, all right, we're gonna do kind of like a little thing to like wrap up the week, like, all right, what could we improve on, which, and actually it doesn't sound that bad, right? But the problem is that the meeting involves like 90% of the staff during work hours.
What? Oh.
Yeah, and so we pretty much have to take like all of the main coworkers and just like mainly all the leads, take them away, and like there's only 1 or 2 people left. Like 2 is like a generous amount of people left, but we have like 1 person left on the line, and like the rest of us go shimmy over to a corner and just like have a little discussion. It's like, really? We're doing this?
To a corner.
Into like we go into our little corner and we like discuss things like, ah, yes, you messed up, fix it, kind of thing. Or like, so and so messed up, help make sure they all get on task. It's like, all right. And most of this, like, we have to do this every week now, huh?
Oh.
In my opinion, that is so dumb. Because, like, how bad is your communication? Because we are around each other all the time. Like, we each work 8 hours, but we're all in different shifts. But we're at least in each other's vicinity for at least 4 hours of all of us being together. So, that's more than enough time for us to, like, if we have a problem, we could be like, oh, let's have a quick discussion. All right, hey, this has become an issue. Let's fix this. Let's fix this. All right, cool. Let's move on with our day. But no, we have to, like, take at least 20 minutes out of our day to sit down and discuss things that, in my opinion, aren't really necessary. And it's pretty stupid. Like, I wouldn't have such a big deal with it if we didn't have to leave one person by themselves. Like, if I wanted to waste time, cool, I don't care. I don't mind wasting time. It's fine. I just want to go home sometimes. I'm tired. I work a 9 to 5. I'm tired.
Yeah, I think one thing that irritates me sometimes with Nicole is that, like, she'll get suspicious where I'm going through in my 30s. So, like, on my 30s, I tend to go over to this little pet store because every Saturday they do a little adoption event. And I like looking at the kitties. I like looking at the kitty cats and hoping to try to convince my parents to let me adopt one. It has not worked yet, but I'm getting there.
I've been trying with Nathan. He's like, but Taylor, we have 2 dogs already. It's like, but cat.
I want to get an adult cat for my cat page. She's a grandma, and I just want to get her a little friend because I think she's lonely.
And that's why I want an adult cat too, because with a kitten, there's so much work. I mean, granted, they're not as much work. Like they're not as much work as a puppy. I will admit that I have actually raised a kitten and a puppy is way more work than a kitten. I will, although I think it depends on the person. I'm speaking from experience where I've actually raised like 2 puppies in my lifetime and 1 kitten, and I wasn't the best, but I did my best. They turned out all right. Because I did train all 3 of them.
I want a kitten. I do want a kitten one day, but I personally just want to get an adult one for Paige, so it's a bit easier for her to bond.
Right.
Paige here, she's currently laying on my leg right now. I cannot move. I'm in a very uncomfortable position. I'm surprised. It's also the cat.
I'm so surprised Mac hasn't tried barging in the room. Excuse me, because Mac, every time when I'm in this room by myself, before I move my desk into my room, Mac would always like come over to the door. Like if I was just like watching TikTok or something, or like watching a movie in bed, like if I'm in the room by myself, he'll get upset and be like, why aren't you spending time with me? Like, because he loves Nathan more because he's been with Nathan longer, which makes sense. But with me, he's like, you can't be in the room by yourself. That's terrible. I'm gonna come in here and steal your warmth. It's like, alright.
Yeah. Paige here, she's mono grandma. She has like 2 teeth sticking out, so I think she looks
Aww.
absolutely adorable. I swear to you, she smiles, so it makes it even cuter. But I know she's lonely because we used to have 4 cats. When my sister was born, we had to get rid of 3 of them because we couldn't afford to have 4 cats and an infant. You know,
Right.
It's just how it is.
Oh yeah.
We kept Paige because she sticks, she tends to do her own thing. She doesn't really cause any issues. She's just there. She vibes.
Oh yeah.
So we kept her. We also kept her because we got Paige from PetSmart, and she was the cat of the day, so she was on sale. And me and Mom immediately knew why she was on sale because she was an adult cat, and people are monsters and don't get adult cats.
Yeah. I mean, I was always taught, like, when it comes to adopting cats, like, my grandpa, he got a cat quite a few, I think, definitely almost 2 decades ago, and his suggestion on, like, getting a cat is that you don't pick the cat picks you.
Exactly, cat distribution system.
Which makes sense because, like, with most cats, like, if you just pick a cat, most likely they're going to be resentful, or they're just going to kind of, like, imagine if you were in that if you were in that cat's shoes, or paws in their case, and
Paws.
and a bunch of strangers comes over, and they want to choose a cat, and like that, like, you can, because the funny thing is, I have actually found this out, not online, I've actually found this out through trial and error, is that cats and dogs will actually figure out where people are good and bad. Like, it's scary how accurate they are, because I had a friend who actually stayed with me for a couple months, and she swore up and down that my cat was like some kind of demon or something, because my cat hated her. Like, and I couldn't for the life of me, because she was such a sweet cat. I like had her since she was a kitten, and she was like super sweet to everybody. Like, the only time she was ever upset is like if you were in her personal space for too long, normal cat stuff. But like, my friend's presence filled her with rage, filled my cat with so much rage that they could not be in the same room with each other because my cat hated her, and I never knew why until I found out that my friend was a piece of shit. My cat or my friend, she was using me, and that's like a whole debacle in and of itself, but she used me to get into my house, and she stole my stuff all the time, and then she just left, and she's not allowed on my parents' property anymore because of it. She did a whole lot of other things.
That really said, "Don't leave her."
Yeah, I mean, my friend one time, she even said, like, I think that cat is like the evil version of you, because her and I had the same color eye, which I thought was hilarious. I mean, her eyes are more definitely prominent, more green, like a lighter green. Mine's are more of kind of a darker green, but like her and I had similar eye colors, which I thought was kind of funny. But my friend was like, "Nah, that means like she's your evil twin." It's like, she's a cat. It's like, what? But, like, I actually had a friend not too long ago. We're not really friends anymore. But my dog, Mac, he, for some reason, like, not like he hated him, because Mac, like, loves everybody. But whenever, like, he alone was in the house, because there was times, like, we went out, like, on a trip or something, and we had him watch the dogs for us for a little bit. And he would come in, and he would try to, take out the dogs. But we had to take him out on a leash and stuff. So he tried to hook up Mac, and Mac peed on his leg, and then tried to, like, bite at his ankles or something. And he did a couple other things, which is kind of like, this isn't normally what he does, but we're, like, chalked it up to being like, oh, he has anxiety, so he's probably just, like, really worried about Nathan and something. But, like, we have another friend, she pretty much did the same thing, and Mac was totally fine. So we just kind of found out that Mac has decided that person was a bad person. And we didn't know that until after we already stopped being friends with him.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah, animals are so interesting. That's why I always, like, want the animal to pick me, because then they know that I'm a good person for them. Because you don't want to pick a cat or the dog for that matter. You want them to pick you. I mean, with dogs, most likely will pick you because they just want love and attention, which makes sense. So with a dog, you should pick out a dog, but I'm always one for actually trying to, like, go find a pound dog. Because my first dog, he was a pound puppy, and he was the best dog. I miss him so much. But he definitely had a rough childhood, but he definitely grew up to have a way better life. And that's what I was like. I feel so happy when people get pound puppies. Like, getting puppies in themselves is cute and all, but I don't think people realize, like, how much of a toxic work environment. Like, people will actually, like, just breed puppies nonstop and then sell them off for money. But then the puppies have, like, a bunch of health problems. That's kind of one of the problems I have with, like, buying pets, like PetSmart or Petco or something, because it's proven that they're not the best. Like, I will still go to PetSmart or Petco only to buy supplies. Nothing. I will not buy animals. I refuse to buy animals over there.
Be buying animals to save them.
Yeah, I mean, the only animals I buy is, like, food for Gizmo, so I'll buy crickets over there. But that's it. Like, otherwise, the other things I will buy is, like, maybe I'll buy, like, a new sweater for Mac, because Mac loves sweaters. Or, like, we'll buy something there on occasion. Otherwise, it's only, like, the $1 I spend a week for crickets. And that's it. Because I really wanted fish. Me and Nathan have been talking about getting some fish. Because every time I see the betas, it breaks my heart. Because I know how to treat betas properly. They have to have a good amount of space. They can't be with other fish because they can be pretty aggressive towards each other. And, of course, you gotta filter out the water. Like, yeah, they can survive in puddles because they can breathe air, but they aren't designed to be like that for long periods of time.
What? I did not know betas could breathe air. I'm learning things like that.
Yeah, because, like, I think, don't quote me on this, it's been a while since I did the research on this, but I'm pretty sure, like, betas come from Asia, where, like, sometimes when it gets, like, really dry over there, they'll just survive in puddles for a couple weeks until the water comes back. And that's just how they are. And, I mean, that's a survival tactic that they use to be able to keep their species from dying out. That's just how evolution works. And
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but of course Petco decides that, oh yeah, since they are capable of doing that, might as well just keep them in there all the time. And
just keep it
and they keep them on display, and every time I pass by the betas, there's so many of them. There's not one that doesn't have some kind of health problem. And there was even one time when I was grabbing crickets with Nathan, and there was a dead beta on one of the registers, and a little girl and her dad came in, and the little girl asked Dad's like, "Oh, Dad, why is there a dead beta on the register?" And the dad goes, "Oh, probably it got sick, honey." And I had to restrain myself from, like, saying, like, yes, but because, like, they put them in a tiny little container all their lives, you know, because I don't want to ruin this girl for life.
I've ruined so many children's, like, lives.
I try my best not to say anything, but then she talked to me, and she was telling me, like, oh yeah, hey, what are you getting crickets for? Do you have, like, a gecko? I'm like, yes, I do. And I showed her a picture of Gizmo, and then she was so happy. I'm glad I made her day, but I'm so glad I didn't go far, and by being like, oh yeah, the fish died because Petco's stupid, you know? Because I'm not gonna go that far.
Yeah, Paige I love her so much because the thing I love about cats is that they tend to really know when you need to be consoled.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember I had I don't know what went on that day. I just remember I had a breakdown one day, and Paige happened to just be she just waltzed in. She waltzed into my room. She, like, nothing else. She just walks in, stood at the door for a solid minute, and Lily's came over, hopped in the bed, and just cuddled and purred on me.
Oh.
And she was like, no sad. Positive vibes.
Yeah, Mac does that with Nathan and I sometimes. Like, sometimes he'll come into the room, especially when Nathan's feeling down. Mac will instinctively come over and, like, sit on his lap. I mean, mainly because he's a lap dog, but the other part of it is because he knows Nathan's sad, and his first thought is to, lick his face, to wipe away the tears, and then make him a little happier. He does that all the time, and it always melts my heart a little bit, because I'm like, oh, they're so sweet. Yeah.
No, stop it. Yeah. My hamper is not a scratching post.
We've been like spending a good hour just talking about stories.
Also, this is
That's
just something
okay.
for me. I play Call of the Lamb casually. I
Huh.
like it, and I just named my followers based off OCs, and I named a character based off his name is Oversea, right? And the funny thing about that is that sometimes they'll ask you for the most uncanny stuff, and you're like, no. Yeah, so the character of Unknown is asking me to make her a bowl of grass, because
Just let her have it.
the flavor, like the
Just
Yeah.
flavor.
let her have the bowl of grass, okay?
Speaking of
It could have been a bowl of poop, okay?
yeah.
It really
Could've
could have
been
actually.
almost.
Speaking of characters, Corrupted, do you want me? Can you send me like a character sheet of a character you want me to make a rig of so I can do a thing for Monday?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Hang
just
on,
just
I can
send
probably get
just slide into my DMs.
Yeah, let me pull up. I think I can pull up Corrupted. I feel like she's the most rig friendly character because all my characters are friendly.
I don't care how complicated it is. I actually really like you. I don't want to drop the character's name.
Characters are furries. I have furries. All right.
And
Listen,
I can do furries. Speaking,
if you can, look,
I can do
I'll
furries.
send probably like 4 because I like even numbers and you can just pick from them if you want.
Oh, I have to pick. Ah.
You can pick if you want to. I'm just sending
I'm gonna have a hard time choosing.
just makes all 4. I'm joking. Don't do that.
I actually been in the mood to rig, and I've been in the mood to kind of like I like challenging myself when it comes to rig making.
see.
I have to say,
I
like
gotta
facial
tell
rigs
you-
aren't my strongest, but I love like making complicated rigs. Not like super complicated. I want to make it complicated where it still looks simple, but works efficiently. Like.
I'm having struggle to pick my own. Okay, I'm gonna color in one of them. I gotta color in one of them that I really want to be rigged, but I'll send the 3 at the moment, and then I'm done coloring the other one because I just made I redesigned a new OC I've had for a while. She used to be an Enna OC, but I kind of left not the fandom, and I kind of stopped watching it.
Yeah.
So I redesigned her into this insane looking clown.
Oh boy.
And what's funny is I've started making when I do ref sheets, I make them and I put like what their occupations are. Yeah. So for her ref sheets, it says so her name's Marina.
Oh, that's a good name.
Yep, it's based off of the Ariel's Beginning character because I love that movie to death.
Oh yeah.
So she looks like a little clown. She's a goofy looking clown, and her info is just absolutely freaking insane. And then underneath it is Assassin/Circus performance.
Oh, that's great.
It says rep that she's insane.
Wow.
You're already rigging it, so
I mean, I have one of your Minecraft skins, but I am totally cool with making a whole new skin just for a new rig because I love doing everything step by step. I start with the skin first. I made 2 different versions, like especially like Sammie with your rig. Oh my god, I love your rig, but my god, was it a pain to do?
let me send you the updated skin of Corrupted since I changed her because she's a casino owner now.
Right. Yeah, because I remember the hell that I had with your rig, Sammie, was that like it because first of all, back when I made the rig, we were playing like Minecraft Bedrock, and she made her skin on Minecraft, and I've tried, there is no way to download those. I mean, obviously there's no way to download the skins, but I was hoping that there would be, but there wasn't. So I had to copy everything pixel by pixel off of the I have to recreate her skin in Minecraft first, and then recreate the skin from scratch. And I couldn't just like take a picture of the skin, put it into a thing, and copy the colors because for some reason the colors were offset. When I tried doing that, it just didn't work for whatever reason. So after I did that, I kid you not, it took me so long. I don't see. Do you remember how long it took me to just make the skin alone? I don't even remember how long that took. That took weeks.
A couple months or so.
Yeah, because I had to take so many breaks because I was just I couldn't do it. But then after I got the skin done, I got done with the rig like that. It was so easy after that because I just did it. It's as simple as that. I just did it. I think that's one of the things is that you just gotta do it. Oh my.
Choose Mr. Bun. Oh, I gotta friendly making sure my follow. I will totally send Marina in a minute. I can send you the uncolored ref, but it's just not colored in. I don't
right.
have I don't want to send
you. That looks so cool.
Choose Mr. Bond.
Mr. Bond.
So funny note, this random thing. So my character in my little goofy game, they did a crossover with the game Don't Starve, right?
Yeah.
For the things that Cole the Lamb got was there's a new is like a new mode essentially that is Don't Starve, but Cole the Lamb essentially. And what it does is that in Don't Starve, you have to like make sure to monitor your hunger and your sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you die. Well, I think in the game you go insane, but in this game you die. So I'm currently trying to beat the game in this mode. I forgot exactly what it's called. I named my cult the Constant because that's like what the realm of Don't Starve is. So it made sense. So I had to not only do I have to try to beat the game and monitor my followers, I have to monitor my sleep and my hunger because if that thing goes down, I die. It's game over.
It's game over. Oh my god, I haven't.
Yeah.
I'm trying on Skin Decks first, but I do everything in dark mode. So when I go into Skin Decks, everything's so bright. I'm like, ah!
I hate light mode. I get a flashbang.
Nathan does light mode for his Discord. On his phone he does light mode, like full on light mode, but on his computer he actually does kind of a mixed thing. Because Nathan's vision isn't the best, so like he will do light mode so he can be able to see messages. But I'm just like the first time I ever saw it, I was like, "You use Discord light mode on purpose?" And he was like, "Yeah, so I can actually read the messages better." I'm like, "How dare you?"
Sacrilege!
Have you guys seen that video where it's like someone accidentally turning on Discord light mode and then their apartment explodes or something?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Alright, now the question is, do I make this skin Minecraft or should I do it HD? I don't know. Because, like, the last HD skin I did myself, but I also added some HD parts to Caitlin's rig a while ago when I made her rig. Because I think out of all the rigs I've made, I don't want to name drop because I told that person I wouldn't, like, drop much of their character because it's their character. I don't want to talk about their character without their permission. But I really want to show the character because their character is so cool. I mean, Sammie, I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. I think you know exactly who I'm talking about. But I really wish I could talk about the character, but I can't. I've said I wouldn't. I said I wouldn't. I'm sure she wouldn't mind if I did, but I promised I wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm currently coloring a Marina for you. It's gonna take me a couple minutes here, though.
Couple months?
Couple months. No, couple minutes.
Okay, cool.
It's gonna take 10,000 years. It's gonna take 10,000 year bins days.
Oh, yes. Oh my goodness. I like going with Moonstorm. Like actually, like have. Oh, do they change colors, or does she change colors?
Oh, yeah. So Val here she is a species that's based off one of my favorite artists on Instagram called a mirrorling, and essentially they're like these gems that took a form of an animal. They like the first animal they saw. Evidently this one taking the form of a rabbit.
I love their design.
Yeah. And the colors are just based off like emotions they can get, and the one that's as intense is really cool. So in the lore of these goofy guys, so they have a gem, which the one that is Val's is on her eye. If it cracks, like if someone cracks it, like whether it be by their own self or some other random rando.
Do they have just one eye, or am I not saying that right?
It's like, yeah, I guess they do have one eye because the gem is like their other.
Oh, I see. I couldn't tell what that other part was. I
Yeah,
think,
that's their gem. That's her gem. Because the gems can be anywhere, according to the creator of the species.
That is so
But
cool.
so apparently,
I'm a
so in the
sucker for
lore-
characters who can change color. Sammy would know that I am a sucker for those kind of, because this character that I made, I really want to show them off, but I didn't. But the urge, I have the urge, like it's burning. Because the problem is that I don't know if I'll be able to show them anytime soon, or even ever. It's just one of those things where it's like, I really want to, but I will not. I will resist. But my God, their rig is so cool.
Yeah, my favorite thing about the species is that if their gem cracks by any means, they go into what's called intense form. So pretty much they go into one specific emotion. The one for that causes their gem to crack while it heals.
Mm-hmm.
And it's super cool. Like, so if you crack her gem, you better start running. She's coming after you. Like, she's currently speeding rapidly towards you.
Oh my.
It's really cool. I love her design, honestly. I had because she has a redesign. I can probably find her old ref. I just did not like her old design, and I was like, no, we're gonna make her this cool bomb looking species.
I love the design. I love that design so much. Like, especially with the rabbit aspects of it, as well as like the changing of colors. That I love that.
Yeah.
That's the shit I live for. Yeah, and then there's
design wasn't.
I think my favorite, like, I like Val, but I also really like her. I love Corrupted's design. Shoot, I think my Discord crashed itself. Oh shoot.
Hi, welcome back to the land of the living.
I guess my Discord just killed itself for a good second there. That was weird. I kid you not, I was just looking at the reference images, and then Discord just done.
Let me just.
Oh my. But yeah. I really like Val. I love the design of Val, but I also really like Corrupted. I want to start with Corrupted first because I love their design. It's so good.
I love her design. I love how I'm able to be a little casino owner.
Oh yeah. It looks really cute. I love the vibe. I like how you can like have such an array of characters with each like a different kind of feel to it. Like there's some I don't know the names of your characters. I do apologize, but with some of them I just take like a nice good glance on your Instagram and I'm like, oh, that one looks really nice. And sometimes like I just have that urge to animate.
Yeah. Hang on. I think currently, besides those, I'm working on Marina the fixation. Fixated on the Ender, or is he more? Because I love her design. I love how cool she looks. I love her.
Yeah.
This character I'm working on now is the first ever character I ever did that has healing shoes. Which is like a best thing furries, but I wanted to draw it with heels, then a furry, so I'm like, we're gonna give her some nice little heels, and they look decent actually.
Yeah,
my style kind of heels.
I will say I love how all of your characters are like super tall, like just super tall.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like they're giant.
Yeah.
Do you have any characters that are below 6 feet?
I might have like 2, maybe. I would have to actually look through what I have. But what's funny is my favorite excuse acting like aliens. You mean it's like, so essentially all my characters live in like a galaxy. And live on a planet called Zach was a name of a very old, like middle school old day when I was younger. and I just ran with the name. Technically, most, if not all of them, are aliens.
Right.
So, I explain why they're like 9 feet. Potentially.
Yeah. I swear to God, like,
Or-
I'm looking at your Instagram right now, and I swear to God, there is not one character that's below 6 feet.
No.
They're all, like, 6 and above.
No, they're not. Absolutely not. No, we short kings in this household.
But I also really like the range that you have with the different kinds of characters. Because some of them will go from, like, super, like, I don't know what's the best word to describe it, like, super intense to, like, super chill. And I really like that. And I also like the array of colors you go with all of them. Like, it's
Like,
great. I love it.
That one, it's like that one meme with like, it's not that one where it's like, this very hungry caliber nuclear missiles. It's just the intensity of my.
Yeah, whenever I see your characters, I just have this urge to do 2D animation.
I don't, yeah.
So
No,
good.
I don't know, like, the extreme, like, shift in, like, column. I have a character that's based on a woman who smokes weed. And yes, that guy. I don't think I might have fully colored it, but I might reduce ref. But we have that, and then we have the character I'm working on now, who has the most insane thirsty look on her face right now. That is like the shit. My favorite thing about drawing characters is when I can draw them in giving them an insane or villainous expression. I make insane villain expressions.
Oh, I
love
can tell.
Drawing them, I like making them because they're so good. You don't understand how many times I draw myself as a villain, like the villain aesthetic for some reason. It's weird.
I
It's
can
fine.
definitely see that. This really makes me want to draw, but I will hold back for the stream. If I start drawing, the stream is gonna last forever.
6,000 years later,
6,000 years later. Alright. I should start with the basics. With the skin.
Yeah. I think my favorite joke about drawing characters that are 9 feet is because 9 feet is the height of Lady Demetress from Resident Evil Village, and she's a character that I may or may not be flustered by.
Ah, I see.
No, really?
Hush. Listen.
Oh yeah, because Sammie would never know the truth about that.
No one must know.
No,
one must know my
that's
horrible
news
secret.
to me,
No,
fam.
no one must know. No one will ever know.
No, y'all tripping.
Sammie calling you out.
Listen. She doesn't listen. No one needs to know. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. I just like tall. I have a respect for tall villain vampire women.
Ah, so it's
Respect.
It's specifically that. I see. A respect.
Listen, they're pretty, okay? No, it's funny. What's funny enough, what makes it funny is that I remember watching Markiplier play Resident Evil, and when he saw Lady Demetress, he's like, "That's a very respectable woman."
that
man.
They're censoring the respect of it.
You don't understand. He was like, "That's very respectable heights. It's a very respectable woman." Like, yeah, sure.
I see. Respect. We have a respectable woman.
Yeah, what's funny is I used to use, I don't use it anymore, but I might go back to it. Maybe. I might relapse. But, I used to use character AI. And specifically used it just to talk to Lady Demetress.
Really?
There was lore in there. Like, I was her wife, okay? I was living my dreams.
I have to say, like, AI is an interesting, like, it's relative, okay, I say relatively new. Obviously, it's been around a decent amount of time now at this point. But, like, it's advanced enough to where, like, people will just, like, ask it to do stuff, and then it'll just do it only based off of things that it knows, which makes it very, very interesting. Because, like, I once had a chat. I mean, the closest thing I've had with an AI conversation was, like, what's it called? Chat GPT, I think. And
Yeah.
and like asking them questions is very interesting, like because there'll be times I have writer's block and I'm like, hey, give me an idea or give me a name of a character, and they'll give me a name of a character. I'm like, oh, perfect, I'll just do that. Cool, moving on with my life. Because whenever like I ask Nathan the same questions, like with a human it takes a little bit longer, because like when I ask him like, oh, what is a good name for a character, like he asks like, all right, I don't know, what do you think? I'm like, that doesn't help. But then I ask like Chat GPT, and then he's like, oh, Jerry, I don't know. And I'm like, oh, cool, that works. Jerry.
Yeah, I have used ChatGPT to help me with writing resumes. Like after high school, I've used them to help write a resume. Specifically, I would plug in the information that the skills I'm using to put on my resume, such as like I helped my grandmother with running HRA stuff, so I've helped behind the scenes. I've helped volunteer at the neighborhood HRA. So I'm like, how do I would volunteering at the HRA with like helping set up for like the neighborhood events kind of things, and
Right.
applying those to, like a position like for working at a library. How would I take that and put it, would it to fit, make it look good for a job for this?
Right. I think that's fair.
What I mean.
And I know that the first time I ever heard of ChatGPT was through like the memes of everyone like going like off of like, oh yeah, everyone's using that as a way to kind of like help with their homework, but it's really scary how like the good it actually is.
Yeah.
Because it's like not just useful for, because I mean I'm not in school anymore. I'm too cool for school now. Too cool for the school and whatnot. But
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's not just that. It's just like the fact that like it just helps with me getting ideas. Or
Yeah.
I don't really see like. I think the one thing that I watched what's his face, Jacksepticeye's Detroit Become Human, and like seeing how people. I mean, I know it's a game and whatnot, but like the way people react with AI, and like since they look like real people, everyone thinks like, oh, you shouldn't treat someone like that, even though they're not really people. You should still treat them nicely. But like, I talk to my Alexa sometimes, and like there are times when I like apologize to her, or like Carl would say something mean to her, and then me and Nathan like, oh no, don't be mean to her. But like I gotta be honest, I just use her. I use her mainly for timers because I can't keep track of time for the life of me. It's like, hey, set a timer for this while I'm cooking something, you know? Or like, hey, play this song or whatnot. And if I think of her as a person, it makes it feel all that much worse. Because then you're like, hey, Alexa, can you set a timer for me, please? Thank you. Hey, Alexa, can you play me a song? Thank you. Or can you turn on some music? Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
But if you take the human part out of it, it's like, oh yeah, it's just a helpful tool. But like, if you imagine like AI getting to the point where it becomes an actual person, like an assistant that helps you out, like that's a scary thought to think about.
The AI uprising.
I mean, yeah, like really, because especially if they look human, I think that makes it all the worse, because people always want to humanize things, like things that look like human or like look like people should be treated like people, unless you're an asshole. then I guess you don't treat people that way. Then that's your problem, not mine.
Yeah. Hang on, Marina is almost done being colored.
Nice. I am like staring at Corrupted, trying to figure out the best way, because I want to redesign the skin that would fit best with those colors. And are those like scratches on her arm?
Oh no, yes.
Yeah.
Bestie had a breakdown. Bestie had a bad time.
Oh.
Because okay, I will lore drop. So Corrupted
Yeah.
was originally human. Crazy, I know.
Oh wow.
She was a human, and Bestie got her parents were scientists.
Oh yes, we're starting off with a major trauma.
Yeah, so given that she's a Minecraft-ish Sona, her family wanted to know what they could make like some creature. So they took DNA of an Enderman and a Warden, combined it together, and used their own daughter as the subject.
I think you were telling me about that a while ago, and that's like a
Yeah.
very... I really like that idea.
Yeah, so they did that to her, which altered her body, as you can see.
I can only imagine that conversation. It's just like, honey, we ran out of test subjects again. Oh, but we really need to practice, like, we need to experiment this and see if it works. This could be game-changing. We should use our only daughter? Yeah, sure, why not?
Why not?
Why not? That makes perfect sense to me. Why not?
I'm sure that won't cause any problems.
Oh, nothing wrong with that. People do it all the time with their kids.
Oh
God.
my god, no. Yeah, so, you know, so that happened. Obviously, you know, she didn't really like it too much, but...
I can imagine she didn't like it too much. It's
Didn't
like,
like it too much.
ow, mom, dad, that hurts. What? Ah!
It's like, oh, what's this gonna do? Yeah, so, Bestie ran off, obviously. after
Duh.
that happened.
I would be livid. I'm like, they changed me. Ah, my life is over.
Yeah. So she runs off. She ends up just finding herself in the end, and because of her Enderman DNA, they don't attack her if she looks at them. And she gets. I'm not even joking. She gets adopted by the dragon.
I like that. I actually like that. Actually.
Yeah. She gets adopted by a dragon, so the dragon is literally her adopted mother, and that's actually canon. So yeah. So she lived in the end for a good couple of years until she eventually decided she was going to re-enter society, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
But in those first few months of her new self, she didn't like herself that much.
I see. So, I'm noticing now. So, is that some of it looks like hair? Is the other part of that, is that bone?
Hang on, let me go through the character again. What are we looking at here?
I'm looking at corrupted. Because there's parts of like the lighter gray parts kind of look more like hair, and then the darker gray parts kind of just look like some kind of weird bone. Because one of her.
Oh yeah, because I'm slow. The DNA is Enderman and the Wither, not Warden. I forgot I changed that. Yes, she has skeleton a little bit in there. She's a little bit of a skeleton girl.
I mean, I dig it. It looks cool.
Yeah. They took a Warden and they took an Enderman. They're like, let's combine them.
What if we just stick these things together?
See what happens.
On her daughter, because that makes sense.
Yeah, so that happens. She only has one wing. One of her wings got burned off.
Yay, that's pleasant.
Something funny about her is that since she's part Enderman, she can't touch water. She bestie got the allergy.
Oh, she got the allergy? She got the
allergy.
Oh, that sucks.
So somehow she got betrayed by like one of her besties, and they burned off her wing. So she learned how to fly with one, but it wasn't the best. So she has a big old scar like on her. Well, she got burned not just from this thing. She has a big old scar from her back. Hang on, I have to check the ref sheet again before I say what I'm gonna say. So you can't really see in the ref, but she has a scar from like on one side down to like her upper thigh, and it goes to her back where her wing. So Bestie's having a fun time. Because I love making my characters have angs. So she used to have a daughter.
No, you're making it worse.
It gets worse. So she also is a scientist, but she's not gonna like experiment on people unwillingly. She's a scientist. She used to be. She still is, but she kind of stopped doing a lot. She was a scientist, and she made like a daughter from like a gas, essentially. So she made a gas, like humanoid gas, and she named it Alaya.
Oh my.
And that was her daughter. But then, because she's not allowed to have nice things.
Oh no, no one could ever have nice things.
No, she cannot. And this is actually where the betraying of the friend comes in. So the friend ratted her out to these raiders who were like, there's like an ender wither that's like, we should totally like harness her magic or some stuff, because, you know, big bad person. So friend betrayed corrupted, told these raiders where her location of her lab was. They come in to raid the lab, and this is also where she gets like her burn. They come in, raid the lab, and off her daughter in front of her. So
Yay. Instant karma.
What?
Congrats. You won Jeopardy. What did you
Jesus
win? Oh,
Christ!
just karma.
Like, oh, there's. I mean, okay. My brain is short circuiting. That.
yeah,
It's like.
this stream just got dark.
It got dark real fast. And he went from 0 to 100 real fucking fast.
There is a good ending. There is a good side. She escapes, obviously, because she's alive. She escapes. I made her a canonic Minecraft world. In the canonic Minecraft world, because she lives in like a cherry blossom forest. In the Minecraft world, she placed a grave underneath a cherry blossom tree. Because the nickname she gave Elia was her little cherry blossom. So that's what's on the grave.
Aww.
So.
Oh, my heart's breaking.
Luckily, there is a good ending though. There is a good thing.
Good.
She eventually, after a couple months, up to a couple of years later, when she officially goes back to doing science stuff because she refused to touch science things because of trauma.
Fair enough.
She goes through it again, and as she was going through it, she was just doing experiments, and she decided she was gonna see if there was anything salvageable at her old lab. So she makes her way to the whole old lab, and she finds the journal that she documented that had how she made Elia.
She makes her again. She Frankensteins her again.
The man behind the slaughter.
In a sense, yes. She does technically. She takes the journal, she goes back, she figures out what she's gonna do, and she manages to Frankenstein Elia. And luckily, she has her memories and everything back, so it's like a little bittersweet thing.
Aww, it's been so long.
Since last I saw my goal, see the monster.
Yeah. So, she does get her back, which is we love. So she does, but she is very protective of her afterwards. Like, eventually she lets her go on her own, but she was very protective of her when she got her back.
I can imagine so. It's like, nah, you can't. It's like what's their face from The Nightmare Before Christmas, where it's like, nah,
Sally.
Yeah, Sally. It's like, you can't do your own thing because I created you. No, but like, wait, I want to do my thing. No,
Yeah, but she does eventually let her go and see the world and stuff. But luckily, like, her daughter like understood. Like, she was like understandable.
Oh yeah.
No one. Of course, my mother doesn't want me going out.
Oh yeah.
She understood her, and she was. She was happy when she got to be on her own, but she was also happy that her mom was healing. Was like, okay, I think you can handle yourself because you a bit older now.
Yourself.
Corrupted is canonically black coded. She's like a black mother. I'm not even joking.
I mean, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, she's the kind of black mother who'd be like, if I go up there, I'll find it. Yeah, honestly, not really. She doesn't, but it'd be like that though.
Yeah. I could definitely see it. I mean, I think it's a great story, honestly.
Yeah, I make a lot of angst, but when I do, I make sure that when I do make angst like that, I do make sure I make it. I take like pride in making sure it's because some of my things are sensitive, so I do my best to make sure that I had care into it.
Yeah.
I don't want. When it comes to corrupted, I didn't want to make it like, oh haha, this child got William Afton. So,
yeah.
I make sure when it comes to those kind of story elements, I make sure that it's like not too. The best way to say it is not too like extreme.
Right. Yeah.
Like Elia didn't get like gored. I'm not gonna do that to a child.
No, and I mean that's
she got William Afton.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I really appreciate when people do. Like, they will take time, like, they will actually take pride. Because, I mean, that's something I always try my best when I create a story. Like, back then when I originally made the first rough draft of Shares of an Angel, I kind of based it off, like, what my friends wanted. Because back then, it was this whole thing called MGBs. And I tried to base my story only around the fighting aspect of the story, which isn't really how I liked building stories back then, but I was like, oh, well, everybody else is doing it, maybe I should do it too. No, don't be a follower, be a leader. Because I just wanted to have, like, a reason for everyone to start fighting, but I couldn't think of a better reason, like, oh, she got possessed. Yeah, that makes sense. Because that's literally what everyone else is doing. But it didn't make sense in the realm of the story, and I didn't want to be like everybody else. That's why with creating this new draft, which I've been definitely taking a little break on, I've been so busy with stuff, hence why we're going to be taking a break next week. I don't think we're going to be able to stream next week. I'm going to be out of town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hate to admit it, but I think on next Saturday I'm actually going to be building setting up my Christmas tree.
Kimmis.
It's Kimmis time.
Kimmis.
And also because, like, we built some, because there was a Lego store in town now, and you know your girl's going to the Lego store because hell yeah. I went with my boyfriend, and I went with my other roommate and his partner, and all of us go to the Lego store, and we spend way too much money at the Lego store. I don't want to, I'm embarrassed to say how much we spent. We spent way too much money at the Lego store. But
Yeah,
it was,
there's Marina.
it took us 4 days to actually build all the Legos. Part of that was also because, you know, I've been, I was working, so we couldn't build Legos while I was working. But we built a really good amount of Christmas sets they were planning on putting underneath the Christmas tree just for extra decoration, and I'm so psyched to start doing that because there is no more room in our apartment. So I want to get the tree built up so then I can be able to put all the stuff under the tree so I can clear off the table because the table's been, there's no room in the table. I like that. I like that.
I forgot to add info on one of, because her eye that has a smiley face changes on her emotions because I said so.
Because you said so.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love her. I really do. She vibes. She's vibing.
Vibing.
I have sketches of, like, alternate stuff. Like, she has an alternate outfit, and then she has, like, a snake clown form thing that's totally not based off Beetlejuice.
This screams hell of a boss vibes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, she's semi-imp, not really at the same time. She's based on Imsonus. She's based on it, but
I can see it for sure because it looks like a mixture of Blitzo. I meant that because of the clown portion of it mixed with like Fizzerali and
her keepers are definitely based on Fizz.
Yeah, and what's her name? Veronica. Yeah, that's the kind of vibe I get from that. That it looks good.
The burning urge to make her voice canon be Veronica is strong.
That'd be cool. I mean,
I do like her design.
I mean, I've been really into Hufflepuff. I know I talked at last stream on how excited I finally got my roommate and his partner to actually watch the latest episodes, and I was so disappointed they weren't as hyped as I was. I was like, this is great, you guys gotta love this. But they both really loved the episodes. They thought it was really good. And I've heard that they're in the workings of another one, which I believe is kind of gonna be more of a Stolas episode.
It is a Stolas episode.
I think it's official now that it's actually gonna be a Stolas episode.
It is officially because there is I think it's on Twitter, but I don't use Twitter.
I don't use Twitter. I saw it on YouTube, on a community post. There's a little GIF going around about like people actually doing that, and I thought it was really cool.
So what I know is that the episode is probably going to be called The Full Moon.
I think that's the official
Twitter post about the titles.
Yeah.
I'm terrified because I'm 95% sure that the episode's going to be about Stolas breaking off the deal and getting him that crystal.
That's what I'm really scared for that because I mean I know that the last two episodes have been mostly about Fizzerali and Asmodeus. And with that, like, with their, like, really cute relationship and all that, and, like, agreeing to giving Stolas one of the crystals, I feel like we're getting close to the end of the season. Like, we're not quite there yet, but we're getting close.
They're being in there, and it's gonna be so terrifying.
I'm ready to prepare my tissues. I already know it's gonna be one of those episodes that's it's just gonna hit me right in the feelers.
Yeah, I'm currently, rewatching and watching the episode I haven't seen yet of Murder Jones, because the season's about to end, and I need to catch up. The last episode I've ever seen was the third one.
Oh boy. Yeah. Are you guys excited to see the new Husband Hotel stuff next? No, in January.
It's a yes and no. Personally, yes, because we've all seen from it.
We've been dying for this, and the
But
pilot's
at the
really
same
good.
time, I'm more worried about how the fans are gonna react. Because they're gonna be like, "Oh, but A, B, and C." Like, bestie, just get like what you have.
Yeah, and some of that kind of scares me, but I think the only reason why it scares me is because now that like Vivian has decided to kind of, I mean, I can understand why she wanted like a bigger studio to actually help her out with the making of Husband Hotel, because first of all, it's the bigger project. Like, everyone loves Hello Boss only because we've seen so much of it and the story is amazing, but like giving, like, obviously not giving them free run. I don't know the full details of it, so there's no place for me to speak on the matter, but like having, like, seeing how Vivian is with, like, she takes her work very seriously, and she doesn't like let anyone walk all over her. And the fact that she was able to, first of all, create a full story and create a pilot by herself. Okay, not by herself, obviously. She had a team of people, but the team of people that she had was mostly fans who wanted to help her with the project. Like, yeah, obviously she still paid them, but they weren't professionals. At least not all of them were. And those who were professionals were just doing it as kind of a side thing. Like, she did this purely on her own. And the fact that she was able to do, like, Hell of a Boss is super successful with how it is.
And the other thing currently about the recent episode is, like, the beginning where Mamon's like, women ain't funny, and then you just see...
Yeah, written by Vivian Madrano at the bottom of that. I laughed so hard. And the funny thing is that my roommate's partner, they were kind of sitting there, like, I don't get it. Like, Vivian Madrano's the writer of the whole story. Like, this is why this whole thing exists. And then they're like, oh, I get it now. It was so funny.
I think my favorite behind-the-scenes thing I learned is that the kid that Mammon grabs is Wally. And apparently the theory of the reason why he's so tall is because Mammon stretched him.
Oh, I see. I get it now.
Honestly, that could make sense. He was so scrawny. I'm like, how does this man go from here to here?
Right. Yeah. I also really like the fact that they used some sign in the show, which I've actually been trying to learn a little bit. I am...
The deaf is called Oliver. His name's Oliver.
Oh yeah, I found out his name was Oliver, because, I mean, Vivian just kind of named him on the spot, but everyone's so glad, because Oliver, he's great. I want him to be more in the show. I doubt he'd be more in the show, because it's already planned out and whatnot, but I wish. I've
seen a comic of somebody making Osmodeus and just probably adopt him.
I hope. Because Oliver's, like, so cute. And
the comic was funny, actually. It was a little funny. So, you know how, like, in Oops, he, like, wakes up of the Osmodeus with the air horn?
Oh, yeah.
So, the comic was, like, him doing that with Osmodeus. And he goes over to Oz, was like, good morning, time to wake up. And then Oz is like, lucky.
I think that's cute.
That's just the best thing ever. Like, hi,
Yeah.
Oliver, wake up. It's time to...
Wake up, it's time for school. Hey, it's time for school.
Wakey.
Yeah.
Wakey.
Time for school.
I feel like my followers are dying because while I was talking, I didn't pause my game, so it was just going on, and I'm like, they're probably starving or something right now. I'm going as fast as I can. I gotta get to the boss. I'm like in the funnel stretch. It's fine.
Is it though?
I'm sure it'll be fine. No, what's it? Okay, out of all the weapons in this game, I hate the hammer. Like, the hammer hits hard, don't get me wrong, but it's so stupid, the handle.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So I don't use it.
That's fair.
I gotta hope and pray that I can do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Let me check. I can check what's going on my cold. I just gotta Go to the cult tab. What's going on? What's happening? Is anything happening? No? Okay, cool. We're good. No one's dead.
No
Awesome.
one's dead. Oh boy.
My goal is to just
Yeah.
make sure. My goal is just to make sure that Unknown doesn't die. I'm trying to get a gold skull necklace, but it's gonna take 10,000 years. So I'm just gonna have to honestly keep reviving her. It's fine. She doesn't get to die. Whatever. It's fine.
Exactly.
I'm gonna fight a worm. Get over here.
Uh,
I'm gonna find a worm.
I've been doing the thing with Nathan where it's like, would you still love me if I was a worm?
Yes.
He says yes every time.
Yes.
And so
Better
sometimes I
question.
switch it up and I'm like, would you still love me if I was a raccoon? He's like, yes.
Would you still love me if I was a spider? No, that's the real question.
That's the real question. I mean,
That's the real question.
I've seen quite a
What
few
is Spider
videos.
talking about?
I've seen this one video of like this worm like being super like it was exaggerated when doing like the how worms move, and so like I saw one doing a very exaggerated version of it, and then it was like me going to ask my boyfriend for the 500th time if he'd still love me if I was a worm. Or like someone's about to step on a worm and he goes, "I'm gonna do it." It's like, no, don't do it. That's someone's girlfriend.
No, Stacy.
Hi, dog. Hello. What are you doing, dog?
Yeah, I'm thinking currently working on Marina's backstory.
Or is it that time?
It is that time.
I think I have a vague idea of what I want my story to go.
Doggy.
Yeah, I gotta make food. It's not. I have to.
Doggy time. Hello, doggy. Are you okay living by yourself?
I don't want to interrupt your stream.
Aw.
So,
Food.
You should probably make dinner soon. I'm probably gonna be finishing up soon.
okay. Then you can come out if you want, but I'm not gonna force you. Come on.
Is it 'cause we're
Come on, dog.
You can do it.
Come on.
There you go. You're so scared. I love that dog, and I love that man. That man is mine.
I miss my dog.
You what?
I miss my dog.
Aww.
I
Aww. I just realized all that. Oh, I'm so sorry, Zebby.
Yeah.
She uses joke to cope.
I know, but that's still
I
sad.
do.
That is still
It
sad.
is.
I'm
She
just-
uses
Remember,
joke.
you know,
She uses
this
jokes
is
and
like-
I just cry.
Towards the end of her life, towards the end of her virus life, she decided, for whatever reason, she wanted to sleep upstairs with me. She started whining a lot to my grandma's annoyance, like when she was in her bed, because normally she would sleep in my grandparents' bed, but she would whine a lot and like wanted to be put down under the ground, but then also be put back up onto the bed. So she started sleeping upstairs with me,
Aww.
and so she was like little sleeping buddy towards the end of her life. And sometimes like I'll be in the living room and she would sit on the couch like on the other chair next to me, the couch, waiting for me to decide to finally go upstairs and take her with me. But yeah.
Oh, that breaks my heart.
It's okay.
Because I did the same thing with my dog Cooper. Because he would sleep in the garage all the time, and after a while, I really, because especially during the winter, it would just get so cold because there's concrete down there, and I would just like feel so bad.
Yeah.
So I invited him into my room, and back then he was actually dealing with stomach cancer that we had no idea was happening because we never took him to the vet because my parents were dealing with some money issues back then. But he had to suffer for the rest of his life with that,
Aw.
and we didn't know that he had stomach cancer till the day he died, and it was terrible, and I regret that day so much because I should have just skipped school that day. I should just like not cared if I got in any trouble or not. I should have stayed because I was the last person to see him alive, and I can't. It's terrible.
Yeah.
That brings back the feelings. I still have his collar. I used to have his ashes. They're at my parents' house, and my mom begged me to leave them there because she wanted to make like a necklace out of him. But she hasn't. She said she was going to do that almost 2 years ago now, and she hasn't done anything about it. So I think next time I go to Alaska, I'm just going to steal him back because I love my boy.
The two pairs of two of my cats that we had to give up on my wall.
Hmm.
On the good side that the people who took them are nice people, so I'm sure my cats are absolutely chunky right now.
Chunky boy. Or
Good,
girl.
at least. Yeah.
Chunky dems.
Fuckers.
Yeah. I'm thinking of Marina's backstory. I'm seeing how angsty I can make that. One of the angsty OCs I have is Ender. Ender is my main character for one of my comics. Bestie has gone through it.
Well, honestly, I don't think any, because when people make OCs, I don't think many people actually have like a wholesome story for, like, it's very rare you'll actually see someone have like a more wholesome story for their character. They're like, oh, they've been through hell and back. And I'm speaking.
One of my OCs, Erwin Jones, he has a wholesome story. That is until he dies.
See, that's it. That's it. So if they're ever wholesome, it's because they were wholesome once, and then something happened to them, car accident or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, he got murdered.
Yeah. So Ender,
It's fine.
Ender's mother, kinda is a narcissist, in a sense, and she kinda disliked Ender when she entered like middle school tween years. She thought that like it was like it's like when like somebody has a kitten and they get upset when it's a cat. Yeah, that was her. So she convinces her father, and the father's a sweet man. We love him. She convinces her father to adopt two other kids, essentially adopting them to try to neglect Ender.
Oh boy.
But B is her mother. B didn't realize that her father, which is named Dutch, and her two sisters, also in contact, actually like Ender. So they kept her alive again, hiding it from B, obviously.
Yeah.
B finds out. Dutch is like, "Hey, we're gonna get you out of here." So luckily, she had like a girl. Ender had a girlfriend at the time, who is canonically her wife. But so the plan was to let her live with her then girlfriend in the story, Notch, until she was older. B finds out about the plan, kidnaps Ender, and here's the goofy time, and William Athens her.
Of course.
But she gets revived.
Of course.
Scar on her neck. She gets revived, but in the catch of being revived, that she turns into she like her body alters, so she has PTSD. As you do.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But my favorite character of all time, besides Marina at the moment, is Ender's father, Dutch. Dutch is the sweetest creature, alien guy you would ever meet. That man gets stung by a bee and apologized to the bee.
What?
That's how wholesome that man is, and he had to deal with a wife that did not let him no more.
Aww.
But luckily, he breaks up with B, and he gets married to this other woman who's like the best person ever. So he gets a good ending. We love him. We love him so much. He's gonna get kidnapped in the story.
Oh boy.
In the comic I'm making, so it's fine. Because Dutch is like the biggest person in Ender's life, so B is like, let me just take away the biggest person in her life to make her life terrible. Just do that. He gets better, but you know, that's the end of the comic.
Ow.
Fine. It's fine. It'll be fine. Marina. I'm thinking Marina grew up in the circus for her story.
Huh.
She grew up in a circus, and the circus performers were more of her parents than her actual parents. Her parents were just kind of there for the money. They were like the owners. When she was old enough, they threw her into the practices.
Aww.
And the problem about it is that they advertise that their daughter could do anything. It's like, oh, she can do this, A, B, and C. So they pretty much made her do like very dangerous stunts, essentially, to promote the circus. And obviously the circus performers would like take care of her after the shows because they knew her parents wouldn't.
Aww.
And then I guess the way I'm gonna say she got her burns is that they made her. Have you ever seen like Madagascar 3?
No, I have not.
Well, okay, so in that one they run away to the Madagascar squad runs right to the circus, and there's like this tiger who's like cold and deceitful and stuff. Not deceitful, but he's cold. And the story about him is that like he got too cocky for himself, and he used to like do a performance where he would like jump through hoops of fire, or just hoops in general. And he thought he could jump through this very small hoop that was on fire, but then he hit it and he burst into flames essentially. That's like his story in the movie. That's pretty much what happened to Marina. They like made her jump through a hoop that was on fire.
Oh my.
And she was doused in gasoline.
Oh. Oh my.
So like they were like the amazing Marina will douse herself in gasoline and jump through that hoop unharmed.
Oh god.
No,
And-
there was a lot of cooked meat in that circus that night.
Shut up. It was toasty that day.
Toasty.
Oh, it was more than toasty.
Oh yeah, but she probably would have been able to make it but her nerves were so shot that she was uncoordinated, so she like ran into the hoop.
What are you doing?
And Bestie got set on fire.
Aw. I decided to finally switch my stream to me animating after like forever of me doing this. Almost 2 hours of me doing this with Sammie.
Yeah.
And our guest and our guest host or guest guest host.
Oh my god.
Our co-host corrupted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think we're just making it canon that we're just bringing our partners into this. Like I know Nathan's gonna be part of my streams on occasion.
Oh yeah.
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 As funny as that, this stream currently is on my recommended YouTube. I'm gonna see what happens if I press it.
Oh, that makes me so happy when people are like, "Hey, this just popped up on my recommended." Like, it's me. It's my videos. Makes me so happy when people actually go out of their way to be like, "Hey, I saw this on my thing." Like, you made my day. You guys made my day. I had 32 subs. When did I get that? Oh, oops. Sorry. I have an alarm for. Oh, you'll get used to it. It's something that I dealt with for a while. I was like, oh no, not my voice, you know. But then you gotta get used to it.
Yeah. You know, I have so many characters that I could totally tell lore drop. All of them are goofy.
Goofy is a fun word to describe that. Right.
Let me see if I can find my worm that I talked about that's smoking. He's somewhere. I will find him. I promise. Give me like a minute. Where is he? Where's my worm?
Where's your wormy?
Where's my fluffy worm?
Where's your wormy?
That's actually his species is fluffy worm.
Fluffy. Oh god. I'm trying to like have like a little
anime. He's based on a worm on a string. He's literally he's a worm on a string. You'll see. I am not joking.
What?
Let me send him. This is my weed smoking man Bernard.
Oh, you
I need to redesign his ref, but he's a goofy man.
Ah.
He smokes weed and he's a werewolf, but we don't need to talk about it.
He looks high.
He's a high man.
He's a high man.
He is very high. He's Serge, are you high? Am I what? Hi. Hi. Hi.
I heard a joke like with some people working in like building a tree house and like, how high were you in the trees? And then I was like, no, I wasn't.
Oh my goodness. It is currently 12:01. My cat has entered the room. Hi, babe.
Yeah. I need help figuring because I want to for later streams. I want to do like a little animation in the corner of the stream of I don't know, just some funny characters. I know who else to add. Sammie.
You should do a raccoon.
Oh
You and
my.
raccoons.
Yeah.
Always. Listen, that's the brand. If I ever in the future I wanted to stream raccoon to be my branding, like
That's
forest raccoon.
The raccoons are freaking persona.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I also realized Sammie. It's about that time of year. Have you thought about what you want for Christmas? Kimmis?
Hello.
You know, because if you give me your
Hello.
address, I'll send you something.
Give me your
I
IP
don't
address.
say-
Give me your address. I must
Give me your
know.
IP address.
Give me your IP address. I will send you something, a gift for Christmas. For Christmas. Kimmis.
Uh-huh.
Taylor, I'm gonna send you a picture of what I got for Sammie for her anniversary. You just can't tell her. It's
Oh,
a secret.
I will not say a word.
It's a secret.
It's a
I gotta get
secret.
the good lighting. I had terrible lighting in my room. Hang on, we're gonna just. There we go. It's so blurry, but oh, I'm pretty sure you can make out.
Oh. Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. She'll love that.
I love the gas, the dramatic gas from Taylor.
Oh, that reminds me. The other day at work, one of my coworkers, they were telling me like, "Hey Taylor," because I've worked there longer than this coworker, but they were like, "Hey Taylor, you want to know what's in this box?" And I'm like, "Is it avocado plushies?" And she's like, "How'd you know?" I'm like, "Oh, they're like, oh no, you ruined it." And I'm like, all right, I'll do it again. Don't worry, I'll do it again. So I walked out of the room, and then I came back in, and then they're like, "Taylor, guess what's in this box?" I'm like, "What?" And then they're like, "Avocado plushies," and I'm like, oh. And then they're like, "I hate you, get out."
Yeah, I got that present. I kind of got it for free in a sense. I had an Amazon gift card that I got for my birthday, and I decided to use it.
You can't talk about the pricing of it in front of the people you can't.
Listen, listen. She's not gonna know based on the price. She's not.
I know, but it doesn't matter. You shouldn't be telling the price of the gift you're gonna be giving people. That's not how it works.
Listen. Listen. It's fine.
It was bought with her love.
It was bought with my love.
With
okay?
your love.
But you gotta go for me now, so I have it myself. But I love it. It currently resides in my chest that has my D&D dice in it because I couldn't find it anywhere safer that I wanted to put it in. So it's in my box of D&D dice.
Oh boy.
I had nowhere else. That I felt safe putting it. I didn't want to like lose it on the day of.
Right.
So I'm like, because I keep my D&D chest in my nightstand because I have D&D club on Tuesdays at my school. So I just keep it there so I can grab it and go and leave so I don't forget it.
Right.
So I'm like, throw it in there. And I get like when it's just me and Sammy on call, I would just like if I need to pick up the box, I carefully pick it up because I don't want it to rattle in there and her like hit it by like the sound.
I'm
suspecting,
but like I'm not putting what I suspect out into the universe. I'm not saying what I suspect it to be out into the universe because I don't want to either say it and get it right or say it and get it wrong. I'm just like,
well, it's one of those things.
But I could still be surprised. What I'm thinking of, it could still be different. It could still be different.
Yeah.
It's just a real bracket. I got you a real bracket.
It's I remember I had this thing with my pop because he said that he had like the best birthday gift for me ever, and I really wanted to know what it was, and so I kept asking like, what is it, and then I was like, if I guess, are you gonna say yes? He's like, no, I'm not gonna say. Like, he was brutally honest, like, no, I'm not gonna say yes if you're right about it, but I still continued to guess what it was, and I kept guessing stupid things because I thought it was funny, and I kept guessing, oh, is it a tree? Oh, is it a stop sign? Oh, is it a piece of the sidewalk? You know, I just kept guessing stupid things. He actually got me like a new golf set. He actually got me a new golf set for my birthday, and it was really nice. I really loved that golf set, but he actually ended up buying me because I kept asking for it. He bought me a stop sign as well for my birthday, and it's hanging up in my room right now. There is a stop sign in my room from when he got it for me for my birthday one year. One time I was FaceTiming my papa a while ago, and he was looking around my room while we were FaceTiming, and he goes, "Is that the stop sign I got you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Keep that forever." And I'm like, "I will."
I remember I gave away a present for Sammie because I was stupid one time. I got her a salt lamp. And she figured out it was a salt lamp. At least she figured out she confirmed it was a salt lamp because she heard me audibly gag because I licked it.
Why would you lick it? I've done that before, but don't.
People lick a salt lamp, and I was curious, and my impulsiveness got the better of me. So she just hears me go.
I mean,
I wouldn't have known if you had licked it when we weren't on call, or like if you licked it but you muted.
Yeah, so she heard me gag, and she's like, "Is it a salt lamp?" Yes.
I knew what it was, but only because you licked it.
just that.
No,
I
I
think
back from that. I have to tell her it was a salt lamp.
Oh God,
Yeah.
these eyes.
I mean, what else are you supposed to say? Like, is that a salt lamp? No, it's
No.
wait.
No, it's a lava lamp.
Let me lick a lava lamp. Let me lick a lava lamp. Spicy. Spicy.
I actually have a coworker that if I were to make a gagging sound, he actually gags himself, which I think is hilarious.
Want a lava lamp.
I've always wanted a lava lamp.
No.
I had a friend who lived up the street from me, and I would visit her often, and she had a lava lamp for Christmas one year, and I was like, I want that.
Just feels the lava lamp.
But the problem was that one time when I was over at her place, I accidentally knocked it over and broke it. It didn't shatter all over the place or anything, but like it came apart in a weird way. I don't know how I did it, but it stopped working properly from then on. So sorry,
Yeah.
friend.
Dude,
If you're watching this, I'm sorry.
I need to look up and see if there's a game on the Switch that I can get. So this is a horror game that I really want to try. It's called In the Dead of Night.
On the day.
So pretty much the storyline, and I'm fully prepared to spoil it. So spoiler right now if
Cool.
anyone heard it and wants to play it. But so The Dead of Night follows this character Maya. She goes, her and her friends go into this hotel, and Maya wakes up in the dead of night. Haha.
Haha.
And she wakes up and sees the proprietor, or like the owner of the hotel, kidnapping and like chloroforming her friends.
Oh, that's
Essentially.
pleasant.
And as she goes to phone the police, the phone line's dead. Dun dun dun. And there's a spirit receiver on the set that keeps saying, "Get out of the house. You need to figure out what he did." So Maya has to learn the secrets of the hotel while also getting her friends out. And the scary thing about the game, the thing that gets me and makes me want to play it, but also makes me terrified of it, is that it's all, at least if not all of the entire game, is made through real life action.
Oh.
Like, the antagonist Jimmy is a real person. Like, he is literally in the game. Like, it's like the crazy thing, but it's so cool. Like, you feel like you're in the game. That's the coolest thing about it.
That does sound actually really cool.
And here, as far as I know, this is what I figured out the storyline. This is what I got. So, Jimmy, our main man, our main boy, why did I say guy like that? What am I doing? Anyway, Jimmy here, he had a lovely upbringing. He was a really goofy guy. He was a really goofy kid. His father, who was named Hugo, and he was also known as the Great Hugo. He had like a whole little stunt thing. He and his mother Rose, they had him. Jimmy's father pretty much like abused him.
Oh,
And Rose came in and killed Hugo and buried him in the basement of the hotel.
Are we still going down the dark paths today? Holy moly.
Yes, we do.
We're talking about the dark stuff.
I will put little warnings. It gets kind of crazy. So I'm putting all the warnings.
Yeah, my poor stream.
Like put a big fat warning sign. Anyway, so Rose kills the dad, buries him in the basement because she had let Jimmy get a little hurt for far too long. So like, what? In the ground. I'm trying to make this in like the funniest way possible to like soften the blow of the darkness, but I'll do my best here. That messes up Jimmy just a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Just a little bit. Messes him just a little tiny little.
Tiny bit.
Tiny bit. So he like, as he grows up, he like kind of filters out and essentially hides that he had a dad. And like Rose like shows him like the first birthday said like this is your father, and that messed him up worse. So Rose can't live with the guilt. She did have the guilt of Alt L4ing. Here you go. I'm saying the 4ing because I watched this guy play the stream and that's how he said the word murder. So it's funny. And also just pretty much traumatizing Jimmy.
Oh, yeah. Jimmy!
So she just lost herself with fire damage.
Oh, of course.
Jimmy becomes the owner of the hotel, and well, not yet. Look, that's at the end of like that story of Rose. But throughout that time, because Jimmy's a goofball, he causes a few deaths in the hotel, which is where the ghosts come in. And in the game, you learn the history. So you use 3 items in the game. You use a spirit receiver to talk to the ghosts, obviously.
Oh yeah.
A scrying mirror that helps you like figure out where you need to go next to continue the story, and a compass that tells you in like the direction of where the next ghost scene is.
You're right.
So you use these things. You find items in the rooms that help you tell the stories of each of the ghosts. There's 4 total. There's a this is where I'm talking about the warnings. There is a 10-year-old girl. I won't go into much detail of that person, just to be safe. There is a psychiatrist, the old owner of the hotel, and Rose. Those are your 4 main. Those are your ghosts that tell the story of the hotel. So, as you go around the game, the Goofy Fun Time Hotel, I don't know. There's an actual order of how do you get to the ghost. But I'm just going in the order that I've seen most people do the game in. The first ghost you talk to is Amy, which is the 10-year-old girl. She was around when Jimmy was still a kid, and Jimmy had a really bad sense of humor. He thought that insulting people and causing like really harm, like think of like YouTube harm pranks were funny.
Right.
And obviously not. And he used to steal stuff from Amy. Like, he used to steal a purse that she had and everything. And obviously, Amy didn't think that was really funny. Then one day, he takes her teddy bear and sets it ablaze, essentially.
Oh.
And it burns her. Oh, I'm gonna fix up that hand. I got it. Don't worry. Her whiskey. You can see where I'm going with this. Alright? You can see where I'm going with this.
I'm scared.
I'm not gonna go into detail about her because it's a child. She gets intoxicated, obviously, because he keeps telling her to drink it, that's gonna make it go away. So she's intoxicated. So, I'm not gonna explain exactly what happens to her. We just know she turns into a ghost. If anything, you wanna know exactly what happened to her, just watch the playthrough of the game. But she says drinks alcohol, becomes a ghost later on. That's all I will say about her. The next ghost is Dr. Bose, which is the psychiatrist. He's called in by Rose, the mother of Jimmy, obviously, to try to help Jimmy because, you know, he's a bit of a goofy guy. He's a bit silly.
Right. He's a goofy goober.
He's a bit silly. So at first he tries to talk to Jimmy. Jimmy has the makings of a murderer because you know how like in the thing where like if like people like to mess around with animals, they become like a serial killer in like the future.
Yeah.
That was him. That was Jimmy. So Dr. Bose tried to like soften that to before he caused actual deaths. I guess he didn't know about Amy. I don't know. It's not. It's kind of vague on like how that happens, but whatever.
Right.
So he tells Jimmy like, "Hey, why don't you do something to help me? Like, to try to kind of make him like bring out his empathy in a sense." So he makes him a sandwich, but he puts glass in the sandwich.
Oh god, that reminds me of like the sandwich video where it's like, Mercy! Make me a sandwich! And like then he keeps asking his wife to make the sandwich, but she gets tired and like starts putting stuff like glass in it. And then next thing you know, it turns out the guy was actually dead for forever. But she's like, "Oh, you want another sandwich? I'll make you another sandwich," because he's been dead forever.
Oh. He's been dead for 50 years.
It's kind of like a psychological horror short film. It's a very interesting short. It was so long ago when I watched it, but like, it was funny at the time because at the time my friends made jokes about like, women are supposed to make the sandwiches for the men, you know, because all that fun stuff. But so it was funny in that sense, in the way that he would like scream her name, but like the psychological, like that's what I really like about like some horror films, that they're not just jump scares, but they really get to you mentally.
Yeah. So with Dr. Bose, after the whole sandwich incident, he decides to use like this medicine that's supposed to like numb his emotions in a sense to like make him more calm. But Jimmy doesn't like that, so he like runs around and squirms a lot, and then to get revenge, I guess, for Dr. Bose, he makes up like very bad rumors about him from newspaper articles he's found. So essentially, he makes rumors that Dr. Bose is like Bose or Bose. I've heard both. That Dr. Bose over here is like a bad man. That's all we're gonna say. Right? And at first, Rose believes him, but he's able to convince her that wasn't true. But he keeps making up these lies, and he makes them up so much that he gets arrested, and he gets his psychiatrist's license or something taken away.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so he obviously, that doesn't really go well for his mental state. He pretty much got played by a kid.
Yeah.
So he sneaks back into the hotel when he's on bail after being in jail, and we're just gonna say he becomes a ghost as well. That's all I'm gonna say.
He commits Sudoku in a creative way using the elevator.
Oh God.
Not really using
Yeah.
the elevator, but
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Yeah, he Alt F4s himself.
Oh, hi, dog. Hi. Oh, you stinky. I just have the image in my head of that, and then next thing I see dog. Hi, dog. Hello.
There's that.
Oh
And
God.
the next
Oh God,
one-
he's getting on me. Oh God.
Oh no.
Mac. No. Stop getting excited, please. Dude.
The next person was Harvey. He was the old hotel owner. So I'm guessing this actually is the order. Harvey figures out what Jimmy did to Dr. Bose's career.
Right.
And evidently. So he wants to get Jimmy out of the hotel. He does everything he possibly can. That man is a bit unhinged. He may have been a little bit too far, but that man does stuff. So like Jimmy again with a sense of humor thinks is everything so funny if someone gets hurt essentially. So he rigs 2 traps for Harvey. Essentially giving him like a warning to stop messing with him, I guess, in a sense. So for the first trap I think he does is that he rigs his heater to like almost electrocute him. He doesn't die at that moment. He makes a trap where when he opened the door he gets shot in the knee with a crossbow.
Oh, that's pleasant.
And I think there's a part where Jimmy destroys some of his stuff. So Harvey goes and destroys like his game consoles and his TV in his room. It didn't make Jimmy too happy, and it made him a little bit angry. You would think. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So Harvey, he offers a goofball. He tries to, I think he was trying to threaten Jimmy to leave the hotel. I don't. He kind of did it in a really bad way, but ultimately, that man, because Jimmy. Here's the thing: Jimmy sharpened a letter opener,
Uh-oh.
and he went a bit doink doink with him. If you know what I'm saying.
Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah. So he's like, and I explained how Rose became a ghost, and basically when fire. He said, "Why is it spicy?"
Fire.
But the darkest thing about it's not really dark. It doesn't. It's a horror game. Of course, it's dark. But the thing about Jimmy is that Jimmy is technically not the one that's causing all. Well, in the sense of the gameplay, he's not the one causing the harm of your character Maya. He's being controlled. He's being essentially being possessed by his father.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you know how I mentioned how Rose kind of like dealt with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rose is possessing Jimmy, and Jimmy has like this comedy act, and he's known as Hugo Punch.
Uh-oh.
Hugo, the game is that Jimmy at the end of the game, because at the end of the game you just save your friend, you dip, and you leave him to be tormented by his father in a sense. I mean, yeah, I get it. It's a horror game. It's supposed to have like a scary ending or a sad ending. But I feel like it would have been bittersweet if, like, you saved your friends, but you have the option to go back into the Jimmy.
Right.
Like, how I would personally do the game, out of the game to where, like, you could save your friends, and then once you save them, there'll be like a prompt, like, leave now, or you can go back in and save me, but keep in mind this would happen, like, you wouldn't be able to respawn or something.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
Like you know how like kind of like how in Security Breach, if you can say in the pizzeria plex, but you can't save how that.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like that'd been really sweet. Like I feel like that'd be bittersweet for him.
Yeah.
Because I felt bad for Jimmy in the game. Like, it's a good game. Like, it's very scary given it's real life action. But I felt bad for him. Like, he doesn't want to do this. He doesn't want to harm the people there, but he's being controlled by his father, who was a psychopath.
Yeah. That.
And it felt so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not. He doesn't have DID. Like, he's literally being possessed, so it's not like it's a DID thing.
Right.
But I guess it'd be like an anagram for DID in a sense, but it's not for him. He's literally being controlled.
Right.
So given you have the spirit, given you have like the spirit receiver, you could do something. And I like this is how personally I would make it. After you got all the stories of the ghost of the hotel, you could go back in, get Ginny, and then since you figured out all the storylines of the spirits, they would come in and aid you. Like, they would help aid you in saving Jimmy and find a way to, like, release Jimmy from Hugo's grasp.
Right.
And save him. That's all. Great, I'm not a game designer. But the game is really good. Like, for how good, it's a good, solid hour gameplay. Maybe more of your stupid, like me, because if I played this game, I would die so many times that it'd take me like 24 hours to beat.
Yeah, that reminds me of a short game that people were talking about. Like, they were talking about how the game Stray was considered a kind of a short game, but I think I got like the entire gameplay done in like 6 hours, I believe, because I was just exploring and I was like looking for every detail of the game, and yeah, I take my sweet time on those kind of games because I like to get in the feel of it. I like to embrace every little pixel because or even just like little clues or little hints that they have in the games. I really like seeing every little hidden detail in the game. It's fun for me.
Yeah. So I apologize for the dark themes. I don't get to talk about a lot of stuff. So
yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll have like a different. I don't know. Maybe Twitch is more okay with that kind of stuff. Maybe we can move on to Twitch. I'm joking, of course.
But I'll end this conversation with that the game is really good. I love that it's real life action. I love how it immerses you in it because it's real life action.
Right.
And knowing me, if I play this game, because you have audio cues to make sure that you don't die from Jimmy. Like if he's behind you, you hear a creaking sound. If he's in front of you, you see him like peer out and go back under behind the wall, because since it's real live action, you go do. But like, and you get like audio stingers, so you know when he's coming in. Like you have sound cues. Knowing me though, I would space out and be like, oh wait, I have to hide. Oh, and then he'd be like bonk,
Bonk.
just bonk, because he bonks you with like a baseball bat or something. I don't know what it was. It looks like a club. It looks like a club or a baseball bat. I don't know exactly what it is. It's like he kind of bonks you.
Right.
But knowing me, I know for a fact if I played the game, I would be walking around. I would hear him behind me. I would hear the creaking sound of him being behind me, and I would turn around anyway.
Right.
I'd be like, oh, wait, that was a sound for me to run. Oh no. And like the extreme mode of the game is that when you get bonked by him, you lose your compass mirror, keys, and like keys of the doors and the spirit receiver, and they spawn randomly in certain areas.
Right.
Which is why I would never play it on extreme mode. But knowing if I did, I would die so many times that game would never get finished. It's not on Switch, which is very sad. I guess it's on computer, which makes sense. Honestly.
I can check and see if it is on. What was the name of the game again?
It's not. I just checked it. It's not.
Oh.
Which is understandable. Imagine playing that game on like a Switch. Oh my god, it'd be terrible. It'd be fun to support it. It just probably wouldn't play as well because it's a game that you need to move your mouse around to like move your character.
Yeah. What's the game called again?
It is called In the Dead of Night. At Dead of Night. My bad. At Dead of Night. Why called that? Whoops.
Oh, I see.
But on a lighter note, the game I want to play that's on my Switch is the Stanley Parable. Because it's on the Switch and I want to play it and it'll be funny.
Oh, I see. I'm starting to see how you're Oh, yeah. This does look scary.
It is, but it's so good. It is very dark though. I have to admit, it's one of the dark horror games.
Right.
But I guess it gets like a pass since it is horror based.
Yeah, it's only like $15 off Steam.
I need to get
Similar games you played. Phasmophobia. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, but I do apologize for it going dark though.
It's okay. I think, yeah. We are starting to get pretty late on time. I unfortunately do have dinner to make. Unfortunately.
Yeah. I gotta get some food too.
We've been streaming for about 2.5 hours. Almost on the dot. Wow. That is crazy.
This is like the late Halloween special at this point.
It is. I mean, it's almost Thanksgiving, so I mean, if you're okay with it, Sammie, I think I'm probably gonna have to cancel for next week for Thanksgiving purposes.
Yeah, it's fine. It's understandable. I was kind of figuring you would probably go be out of town. I figured around Thanksgiving you would go be out of town, and like even if you did get back home by Saturday, you would probably want to like take some time off on Saturday, just relax.
I think
spend time with family.
Right. I think our current plan is that we're gonna be leaving on either the 20, because our Thanksgiving is gonna be a little delayed, so I think we're gonna do it on a Friday, and I think we're coming back on Saturday. So there's no way we can move the stream on Saturday, and I think that's also when we're gonna be building a tree, or going to be setting up a tree, because we already bought the Christmas tree last year. We're going to use the same one again this year because we're poor.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out Christmas gifts for people, which I gotta add you to the list, because I have a list on my phone of everyone I gotta buy Christmas gifts for. So, and you're important, so I need to have a list.
You're important. Yeah. Here, I'll put it on the lighter note. Can we just talk about how certain foods hit different on Thanksgiving than any other day?
Oh yes. Yeah.
Like, personally, for me, my favorite thing about Thanksgiving is the homemade potatoes we make here. Because there's something about homemade potatoes on Thanksgiving and for leftovers the next day that just, like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's so
I think
delicious.
we never made homemade mashed potatoes. We never made that. We made like the box kind of stuff.
Yeah. The
My
thing
family
is,
always did like homemade mashed potatoes. My grandpapa would do
yeah,
it all the time, and it would be the best. I don't even
yeah.
know what
Because
their
what's
thing is.
funny, I don't know why I noticed this, but like, I mean, sometimes my mom would make homemade mashed potatoes just randomly because she wanted to, and yeah, they would taste good. But there's something about it not being on Thanksgiving that makes it taste weird in a sense. But when it's on Thanksgiving, oh my god! But I'm not gonna lie. I think my favorite thing my mom's ever made with potatoes is like these parsley potatoes, which are essentially you just cut up regular ones, like in like the cubes or something.
Hmm.
You don't mash them completely, like you kind of mash them a little bit. Then you cook them when you put parsley leaves on them and butter, and it's delicious. Um, but the thing in my family is I get my own. I'm not even joking. I get my own chocolate pie,
Ah,
and we're talking like chocolate crush, chocolate filling, whipped cream, and chocolate chips. And it's literally all mine. Like I'm allowed to share it if I want to. It's
ah.
literally mine. Like when we have Thanksgiving, my friend will go, "Can we have some of your pie?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
Oh my god. I think one of my favorite things. My dad would make like these homemade rolls every Thanksgiving. Oh, they're so
Yeah.
good. I like the turkey
Yeah.
too. I'm more of a dark meat person myself, but I
Yeah.
like light meat on the turkey.
I think I'm trying to think. We have the standard turkey. We
Oh yeah.
have ham, mashed potatoes, corn, green beans.
I never
Yeah.
I actually there's one thing that I've never had before until last Thanksgiving when I went to Nathan's parents' house for Thanksgiving. Like I've never had a green bean casserole. Like I didn't know that was a thing. And so I
Mm,
went to their house and oh my god, it was so good.
yeah,
I'm a sucker for green
we make
beans.
homemade, well, kind of homemade. Obviously, we buy the noodles, but homemade ish mac and cheese that is like the best thing ever because mom makes the best mac and cheese, personally, in my opinion.
Right.
Um, I love it. I love my mom's cooking to death. I'm telling you, it's the best thing ever because she has a recipe book and she's gonna let me have it when I move out, and I'm taking that with me
I've
because
been meaning to because the only cooking book I have is an Alaskan cooking book, and it's great. It has some really good recipes in there, but like there's some things that I just can't make for obvious reasons. Like they have, I kid you not, they have some recipes for how to cook whale, and I'm like, there is no way
whoa,
in hell that I would be getting whale anytime soon, if ever.
yeah,
There's some
Yeah.
recipes in there for bear. There's some in there for a
what?
lot of like moose and stuff. Which with moose it makes sense, but whale, I don't think I could be able to get that pretty easily.
Not okay.
No.
No,
Not.
I mean I really because it also has some other recipes I like a sourdough recipe for bread that I've been dying to try. Oh,
I think my
I gotta practice because I'm for this Thanksgiving I'm going to Nathan's parents' house again for Thanksgiving, and I plan to actually make roll because last year I bought some from the store and like all right there we go and everyone loved it, but I want to make some this year.
What's funny
Yeah.
is mom tends to find, because she's on Food Talk, so she tends to find meals on TikTok. And one time it was called a Big Mac casserole. It was like meat, um, like the secret, like there's like it's like kind of, I forgot what it was called, but it's like this kind of sauce. I think it was Thousand Island. I don't think it was, but I'm gonna go with that word because I can't think of it.
Right.
Like literally think of a Big Mac from McDonald's, but turn it casserole. That's what it
Hmm.
was. It was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of better than an actual Big Mac.
Hmm.
It didn't have the
I
butter. It just
actually
had like relish.
I have the recipe for a McChicken. I've made McChickens before. It's
Nice.
so good. But
Yeah, but I
yeah.
think my favorite food from my mom, it's a comfort food as well. Besides spaghetti, it's beef stroganoff.
I love my dad's
Beef
beef
stroganoff
stroganoff.
and chicken alfredo are my two favorite meals that mom's
Mm.
ever made. They are comfort foods. But then again, noodles are always been a comfort food. So, but mom
For me,
makes
it's soup.
It's so good.
Because my dad's made like clam chowder before, and I love clam chowder. But Sammy, what about you? Is there like something like from Thanksgiving that you really love? I feel like we've been kind of like talking a lot now, giving you a chance.
Yeah, that's true.
Cranberry sauce, like the jellied kind of cranberry sauce.
Ah, yes.
Not cranberry sauce.
There was actually a point where I didn't like cranberry sauce, but I do
I
now.
don't like it. I tried it and I like gagged at the taste.
I only like it on rolls.
It's the only way I'm able to eat turkey. It's just like you know how like some people like the only way they eat chicken is like with like applesauce. That's just me, but with cranberry sauce and turkey. It's just.
I'll be honest. I would say the same thing. I can eat it. I like turkey, but I like it when I combine it with the mashed potatoes. I like the taste it gives. I don't like eating.
Oh yeah,
like,
especially with
without
gravy
it.
all over it. Mm.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Of
I
course,
don't
like
eat gravy a lot, but I'll eat it with turkey.
I will always eat. Okay, not always. There have been times where I haven't had turkey with gravy, but like it just makes everything so much better. Especially having the same gravy on mashed potatoes and turkey and have them right next to each other, and then you just get a big scoop of the mashed potatoes, gravy, and turkey. So good.
I'm hungry now.
Yeah, I should. I should probably tell the stream because I'm making burgers for dinner tonight.
Oh, nice. I almost burned my house making burgers.
I made I made burgers the other day, but we have leftover burger meat, so we're like, let's just cook up some burgers tonight. Why not?
Yeah, I remember I made my sister was asleep, so I couldn't like use the actual pan. So I looked up and found a recipe for like just making found a way to make burgers in the oven.
Nice.
Because it was the quietest thing I could do, so I didn't wake up my sister. Because when it comes to me making burgers, if I make it on the pan, I end up always setting off the fire alarm.
Oh, I gotta
but
fix the burners. Oh.
no, wait, no, my sister wasn't asleep. My bad. She was still up. But I still make it. I make it in the oven just because I don't know why for some reason I can when I make it in the pan it's still always like cold or raw in the middle, and I hate it and I get scared about it. Like I know you can eat like a small portion of raw without getting sick, but I always worry about how much I'm eating. So I just make it in the oven because it gets fully cooked in there.
Right.
So I leave it here. I don't know what I did. Like maybe I just picked a recipe where it made the oven a bit too toasty for it or something this one time. But whatever it did, it didn't cause a fire.
Right.
It didn't do that. But it did make the burger smoke and come out of the door.
Oh.
And it set the fire alarm off.
Oh goodness.
So I would have to like stay by the fire alarm and fan it off. And then when it was done, I had to run over, open the door, grab the burgers, go out, and then immediately go back to fanning the alarm so it didn't go off.
Oh boy.
And my mom's just like, my daughter, what is she gonna do? What is she gonna use the house?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta be honest. I gotta ask who's gonna be the cook in the house between you two when you guys live together.
I don't know. Probably maybe Sammy.
Sammy,
Probably.
Are you a good cook,
me.
Sammy?
I mean, I can cook, but I feel like Sammy has the least amount of we can both cook, but I feel like Sammy has like the least percentage of not burning food.
I gotta invite you guys to my place sometime, and I could just I've been making a lot of really good food. We just gotta meet. We just gotta find a time to meet.
You, absolutely.
Yeah, we just gotta figure out a time and a
be-
place.
I want to live close by you, please, Marissa, please. I beg of you.
Live in Canada.
live?
Live in Canada, close to Washington. Right now I live in Spokane, Washington.
Yeah.
But I
mean,
plan to
I'm
move relatively
fine
soon.
moving around to Washington because if anything, it's closer to the Canadian border.
You guys can also just live in
Exactly.
Canada. I just drive over there.
Yeah, I've always wanted to move out of the U.S., so I feel sir.
Yeah, I
That's
can't.
all.
I mean, I've heard some good and bad things about Canada, especially with like. I hear a lot of
Yeah.
good things, but when it comes to people moving to Canada from the U.S., there have been some iffy things about that. Like,
Yeah,
it's hard to make friends there,
just-
but I'm sure you guys will make it just fine.
I mean, I'd be fine. I've kept track of like the latest, safest things, and so as far as known, that Canada is still okay for like queers. So
Oh yeah.
Soren City's probably.
I mean, if worse
I
comes to
kept-
worse, you
I
guys
kept
can probably
research.
just like get married in the States and then just move to Canada. I don't know.
Yeah, I've kept research,
Yeah.
so I'm doing my best. But I mean, I wouldn't mind moving to Washington for a few years.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
our plan is to live in
Probably-
Washington probably for the rest of our lives, but I would totally love for you guys to come at least visit me because, you know, I'm lonely and I need friends.
I always do want to meet. So.
Yeah, I mean, we just gotta figure out a time where we can be able to do that. But for
Probably
current,
when I move out of my house.
yeah, because I mean, you're still in high school. I need money. You're going to college soon, Sammy. So we just gotta we gotta have money. We gotta figure out times.
Gotta have the mums.
We gotta have the monies. I also plan on like I also really want to meet Chris. That's why I'm like talking to Nathan about going to visit you guys instead of you guys coming to visit us because our apartment is small. I don't think we can handle so many people.
Yeah, but
We're also thinking about adding somebody else to the lease, and now our place is gonna be super crowded. Hence why I moved to the bedroom because we're thinking about Carl's partner moving in with us, and I'm very excited for it because they're a really good friend of mine too. So I'm really hoping that it works out, but there's only so much space we have left.
Yeah, but going off of Sammy being the main cook, see, I've never done it, thank God. But knowing me, I'd be the person that burns noodles because I didn't put the water in it.
I've seen people burn water before. It's not common, but I've seen people burn water.
Whereas I burnt the water.
Yeah, people burn water. You know how they do it is because they leave it boiling for so long that the water evaporates, and then especially if they have hard water, the rest of the particles will just stick to the bottom of it. Yeah, that's what people do. It's just.
Yeah, knowing me, I would burn straight water, and Sam would just be like, "Why? How? What?"
Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, I'm not gonna tell the secret, but Nathan knows how to make plastic spoons rusty.
Oh.
I'm not gonna give away the secret, but Nathan's smart like that because.
I want him to demonstrate. One of these days, he's going to demonstrate that to me, and I'm going to be the best.
Do you not remember his old catchphrase? Like, I will gouge your eyes out with a rusty plastic cereal spoon.
Nasty spoon.
Yeah, rusty plastic cereal spoon. It has to be specifically a rusty plastic cereal spoon.
What? Not cereal spoon.
I don't remember where he got it from. I gotta ask him because he hasn't said it in a while, but that it was really funny. But yeah, I gotta make dinner. It's almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I gotta go make sure that I didn't just miss. I didn't forget to do my dishes. I'm pretty sure there's not a lot in the sink, but I want to get food. I'm hungry.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I mean, this stream didn't have a whole lot of people watching it, but it was still fun. I had a lot of fun. I mean, I know most of the stream was mostly just story.
My horror story.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean,
I scared them off.
I didn't have a whole lot of animation because I know that Sammy, you and I were talking about like doing like a stream where I would just animate and we would just talk and stuff, but I didn't know what to animate, so we were just kind of just talking most of the time. But my plan,
like being able to just hang out with y'all and just be special.
Oh, hell yeah!
Hours.
My plan next time we stream, so not next week, but the week after, I plan to actually have next time. I actually should. I really want to get my Discord server figured out because I mean I know they were talking in my brand new Discord server, but there's like nothing here. There's
I like these late night streams because I usually might be able to actually join in.
Oh, for sure. And I definitely want to try, like, I think we should have, like, a little Sammy and Taylor meeting and discuss our options of, like, when we should actually pick out a time to actually start streaming on Saturdays. That we could actually, like, plan it properly. I know this time was weird because I was rearranging stuff to be able to stream tonight. I was so close to not being able to stream because I had so many technical difficulties because moving my PC, it was just a whole problem. But we figured it out somehow. I swear to God, like my streams are getting cursed only with technical difficulties. It's just an issue with me. I don't know what's up. It's weird.
Yeah. I like these though. We vibe in here.
Yeah, I think at this point it's just like the Taylor and Sammie's Saturday stream with co-hosted by Cryptid and Nathan. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
we're making that official at this point. We're only bringing our partners. We're not bringing anybody else into like the like. We can have like guest people in here, obviously, but I don't
Guest
want
appearances.
guest appearances. But I don't want to go as far as to like have so many people that we're out of control. Like
It's just
four is
yeah.
we're
safe.
just goofballs having fun.
Exactly. Like
We are just.
I mean, we're in
It's
the,
just
yeah. I mean, like we're in our third episode on these streams, and I mean, we're starting to hit our rhythm. I'm starting to, like, because in the first stream I didn't understand OBS that well, so I had a couple of hiccups here and there. The second stream was just us gaming and having a good time, and I want those. I actually want to plan out our streams a little better. So hopefully this next week with Thanksgiving and whatnot that we have time to actually plan it out a little better.
Hopefully maybe just one day, like, we'll have one of those things where it's like compilation of the dumb stuff we say in this.
I would totally 100% do that. I will take time out of my day listening to every single stream and then just take out the funny bits and put it in a compilation. I
And
mean,
have the me channel theme in the background. That's peak.
yes, I definitely want to, like, I want to make sure that I give everyone the proper credits, of course. So everyone who has been a part of this so far, which has just so far been Sammie, me, Cryptid, and Nathan. And I hope to, I mean, NinjaCraft 500. I hope that, I mean, you guys are kind of like the main rock, and this is the start of my YouTube channel, and I thank you guys for actually helping me with this little journey that I've been going on, because I'm a little sad that I lost my other channel that had way more subscribers, but I'm not losing sleep over it. It doesn't bother me anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad that I have you guys to start this journey with and actually have a journey to have. I mean, there's so many things. Yeah, there's so many things I have planned for the future. Along with these Saturday streams, of course, Sammie and I are working on the script, the official Tears of an Angel script that I'm very excited for, and I hope to have some of you guys help me out with it. Like, I need voice actors, but I'm not quite there yet.
Oh yeah, get my peak performance in there.
Yes, I mean, if you like Decrypted, I wouldn't be obliged to, have that. I mean, if you want to, if you need to, I can totally pay for anything that you need for, like, voice acting. Like, if you need a new mic or something, I'd be down to, I would pay money for that.
Like, take my money. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind voice acting. It's funny enough, that you mentioned microphones. I think it's on my Amazon wish list. I have, like, one of those looking mini microphones you see TikTokers have, because I just want one of them.
Yeah, the one that's, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I think you both should totally send me, like, something you guys want for Christmas, and I'll buy it for you guys, because
I could totally just straight up send you my Amazon wish list.
yeah, I'll just pick something and be like, alright, there you go. Yeah.
Like, I'm always, because every time someone asks me what I want for, like, Christmas or my birthday, I just straight up send them the list.
Ever since, like, I started this list back, in July. I actually started this list back in July, because my mom actually asked me. She was like, hey, I think you should, it's a little early, but maybe you should start thinking about, like, what you might want, like, for Christmas or something. And then I was like, oh, maybe, like, every time I have an idea of what I want for Christmas, I'll write it down in a little list. And I actually have a good little list going, and I've actually had to take a couple things off the list because people are actually saying that they'll buy it for me, so that makes me happy.
No, I send you the actual list that I use.
Hell yeah. Sammie,
Have fun.
Your turn. Give me.
I'll send it to you in a second.
Yeah.
I want to say I already sent it to you.
Did you already send it to me?
We're just all pestering her and, like, send it.
Send it.
Send it.
Send it. But yeah.
Okay, give me a minute. I'm typing across the tube. Give me a moment. I'm looking up first. I will send you a picture of what I've been doing.
Yeah, getting all the secret juicies. Hell yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Now you both suffer, because I know what each of you are getting from each other, and I won't say a word.
No.
She knows that I'm making something.
Yeah.
Yes.
She says that she's making something, and then I'm really going to like the presents.
Yeah, for Christmas, I'm making something I don't want to say what it is, because Nathan might be watching the stream, but
Nathan might be here. He might be in the walls.
oh, because I might need help on making, I don't know how much you guys could actually help with it. I just need some insight on a couple things, because I've been trying to plan this out. I could actually buy it right now, because I could. But not right now, but probably like after I finish the stream. But oh, that look. Oh. I won't say anything. I won't say anything. I won't say a word.
Yeah.
I won't say a word.
Oh my god, I'm getting impatient. Why can't the Monday get here?
I know it's only Saturday. Oh god, I gotta make you guys something congratulate you guys. I'm starting to lose my word. I am so thirsty. I need to quench my thirst.
You're so thirsty. You need to punch something. Okay, understandable.
Yeah. All right. I think this stream has definitely gone on a lot. It's almost 3 hours. Oh boy.
Oh yeah, it's almost 1.
Yeah.
Just where I am.
Yeah, right. Because for me, it's like almost 10. But thank you guys so much for watching the stream. And thank you guys for being a part of the stream. Because I couldn't do it without my lovely co-hosts. My co-host, Cryptid, and my other host, Sammie.
Woo.
Yes. But we definitely gotta come up with an outro. We really do. But thank you guys so much for being a part of this whole.
Like button.
Smash it, and subscribe while you're at it, because it makes me happy. it makes me it fills me with joy. But
It brings the serotonin, y'all.
yes. So thank you guys so much for being here. Do you guys have any last words before I end the stream?
Don't do anything that you don't want to explain to the paramedics.
And Sammie?
Like and subscribe if you want to hear more life advice from Corrupted.
And everybody from me, stay hydrated. Thank you all, and good night.